This time. Two times a charm.
And now it's 8:01. If we'd have got it on the first one, you'd have been on time. We'll get there. It's okay.
My bad.
Life and death is not on the line this time.
Not this time.
Welcome back to another episode of the Tier 1 Podcast live. We got Uncle Fred with us, resident alien expert, and Air Force Tier 1 veteran. We got Drew behind the controls, ensuring that we're late and never completely smooth, but that's okay. That's somehow exactly what I hire him for. And we got the crew on the couch. Welcome to the show. Let's do it.
Or new Special Forces ready.
Welcome to the Tier 1 Podcast.
This is amazing, dude. Check this out, right?
Here we go. We're supposed to do, I promise, one live a month, and we're not doing real good at that. And I'm happy about that. One live a month is not enough. This month we did the first Thursday night. We had Mike Sorelli on. We got back-to-back Tier 1 guys, which is awesome. And next Thursday we're gonna do a live as well. We got Chris Blau from 1911 Syndicate. Going to be in town to come on the show. Drew, bring up the ad read for me.
Ooh.
Wasn't ready for that one. Hey, this episode is brought to you by Elevated Silence. Elevated Silence builds phenomenal products that make life more enjoyable for everyone. Their engineers and product development team work with the science of silence. They have cans from everything from 300 Norma to a 22 short. Each is finished with a proprietary coating that prevents carbon buildup inside the suppressor. 22s are the exception. They offer every mounting option you could want. The Dura HD 556 gives minimal blowback while still delivering top noise reduction. And their new 30 cal line and 3D printed titanium is actually about to launch next week. They're going to come in and we're going to do a product review on it, go to the range. I'm really looking forward to that. So Elevated Silence just wants to make the world a quieter place. Go to elevatedsilence.com and use promo code TIER1 for 15% off. What's in the news? What's in the news? Are more people getting sued or is it just me?
I think it's just you. For right now, yeah.
It was just me for a little bit.
I might about to get sued here in a minute.
Well, chances are if you do, it'll be by Navy SEAL because right now they're 2 for 2. Unfortunately, Sean Ryan's getting a piece of this action. He just dropped this. Let's see exactly who's suing Sean Ryan and why. Let's talk about it.
To address something directly with all of you who've supported this show and made it what it is today. On December 9th, 2025, I received a legal demand letter from lawyers representing Congressman Dan Crenshaw. They are threatening to sue me for defamation because of comments I made on my podcast about a message that he sent me.
It must be pretty
They want
bad.
me to remove content, issue a public
I
apology,
would want it removed as well.
and stop talking about him. I'm not going to do any of that.
Good for you, Sean.
Let me give you full context
Good for you.
so you can judge for yourself. What I originally said a while back, I commented on my show about Congressman Crenshaw throwing an extremely expensive party and the fact that he seems to have become quite wealthy during his time in Congress. I raised questions about how a congressman making $174,000 a year can afford that kind of a lifestyle.
That's a cringe post.
These are legitimate questions. And to be honest, I didn't even mention
Looks like the Antichrist.
Dan Crenshaw's name in that initial conversation.
Didn't even mention his name.
I just brought up the fact that he was having Steve Aoki, a major DJ, spin at his party.
I doubt Steve
And then,
Aoki did it for free.
let's fast forward a couple years, and they got Steve Aoki DJing their 40th birthday party. How does that happen?
I don't have firsthand experience in this. I have often questioned the same thing.
These are legitimate questions.
I do.
Multiple news outlets have reported on concerns about congressional insider trading and members of Congress, including Congressman Crenshaw, actively trading stocks while having access to non-public information that affects those very stocks.
We should.
I'm
have
not the
questions
only
about
person
that.
asking these questions, but
Not
apparently
anymore, Sean.
I'm the one that got under Dan's skin. After I made those comments, Congressman Crenshaw sent me an Instagram message. I'm going to publish the actual screenshot so you can see
least
for
you know he's a
yourself
fan.
right here. Here's what it says. Hey, Sean, you have the ability to contact your fellow team guy if you've got a problem with me or have questions about how I'm getting rich. Some of my boys at 6 told me about your indirect swipe at me. From the comment you made, it sounds like you have some beliefs that are based on trendy narratives instead of facts.
Some of my boys.
Now, let me be
at
clear
6.
about what I saw when I read that message. A sitting United States congressman who happens to be a former Navy SEAL sent me a message saying, my boys at 6 told me about my criticism of him. My boys at 6. That means SEAL Team 6, Development Group, the most elite special operations unit
Second
in
most
the
elite.
United States military and arguably
But go on,
the
Sean.
world. When I received that message, in the context of me criticizing him, I interpreted it as threatening. Maybe I was wrong. Maybe he just meant that some guys he used to work with told him about my comments and he wanted to have a friendly chat. But that's not how it read to me, and I said so on my podcast. Now, here's a
He's allowed
clip
to have that opinion.
of Congressman Dan Crenshaw literally saying if he ever meets Tucker Carlson, he will fucking kill him.
I love that you brought this
Have you
up.
ever met Tucker?
We've talked a lot. I haven't made
That's very mature.
That's a sitting congressman.
So I'm just curious, what would you think if Congressman Dan Crenshaw sent you a message saying his boys at 6 after he threatened to kill Tucker Carlson? Now his lawyers are claiming that my interpretation of his message is defamation. They say I accused him of threatening me with assault, which is a crime, and that I need to publicly apologize and remove the content from my show. Here's my response. No. I'm publishing their full demand letter along with my lawyer's response so that you can read both and decide for yourself whether my interpretation was unreasonable. This isn't really about whether I misunderstood a message. This is about whether a sitting member of Congress can use the threat of an expensive litigation to silence
Exactly.
criticism.
Exactly.
I asked questions about Congressman Crenshaw's wealth. Those questions are fair game.
Legitimate.
He is a public official. He makes decisions that affect all of us. He trades stocks while having access to classified and non-public information. The public has a right to ask how he's getting rich while he's in office.
And
Instead of answering
what are
those
some good
questions,
stocks?
he sent me a message that referenced SEAL Team 6. And when I said that message felt threatening, he lawyered up and demanded I apologize and shut up. And I won't. Now, what's going to happen next? If Congressman Crenshaw wants to sue me, he can. My lawyers are ready, and if he does, we're going to use the discovery process to get answers to all the questions I originally asked. Questions about his finances and how he affords the lifestyle he's living on a congressional salary. I suspect that's the last thing Dan actually wants. But here's what I think is really going on. Congressman Dan thought he could intimidate me into silence. He thought a legal threat would make me back down. But unfortunately, Dan, you're wrong. I'm a veteran. I've been in combat too. I've faced actual threats. A demand letter from a DC law firm, unfortunately, does not scare me. So let me clarify my position for the record. Congressman Crenshaw sent me a message that said, my boys at 6 told me about my criticism of him. I interpreted that as threatening. Maybe he didn't intend it that way. Maybe he's just really bad at communication. But when a congressman invokes elite special operations forces into a message to someone who's criticizing him, that person is allowed to find it threatening. And you know what? I still want answers to my original questions. How has Congressman Crenshaw accumulated significant wealth while serving in Congress? What stocks has he traded and when? Did he have access to non-public information that affected those trades? How did he afford that expensive party? These are questions every American should be asking about every member of Congress. The fact that Congressman Crenshaw's response is to threaten litigation rather than provide answers tells you everything you need to know. To my audience, I'm publishing everything. The original message, the demand letter, my lawyer's response, because I believe in transparency.
Man.
You've made this show what it is. You deserve to see all the facts and make your own judgment. If you think I misinterpreted the message, that's fine. Reasonable people can disagree, but I don't think my interpretation was unreasonable. And I'm certainly not going to apologize for asking legitimate questions about a public official's finances. To Congressman Crenshaw, sir, if you want to clarify what you meant by my boys at 6, you're welcome to do so. If you want to answer your questions about your wealth accumulation and your stock trading, I'll give you airtime to do it.
There you go.
But if you
Now
think
we will
you're
too.
going to silence me with legal threats, you've badly miscalculated. I'm not going anywhere, and neither are the questions. Thank you, Dan. I'm sure we'll talk soon.
Leave
I
it
want
there
to
for
address
Justice,
something directly
quiet
with
it.
all of you.
I love the first comment up there is Eddie Gallagher saying Dan Crenshaw is weak sauce. Big fan of Eddie Gallagher. Right off the bat, Eddie Gallagher and Dan Crenshaw don't get along, so it's pretty easy to tell who you are, who your friends are. If Eddie Gallagher has a major problem with you, then that probably says something. Right underneath that is Nick with Liberty Defense. He's another guy. That's one of our friends. And he goes, is he buddies with Rob O'Neill? Right underneath it in the comment section. All right, let's get into this, Drew. Couple things just jump out at me right off the bat. Dan, you're a sitting congressman. You're a sitting congressman. When are you going to start acting like it? Someone questioning about how you spend your money and how you gather wealth, that doesn't need to be private conversations. I mean, I hate to say it. This isn't a private matter. You're a public figure. You're a public, and even you're a public servant, not just a public figure. You're a public servant.
You work for me.
That's right. So if he has questions, rather than suing him, would probably be an easier answer.
Answer the question.
Right. If
Holy
you
shit.
just answered the question. Because let me tell you, throwing that massive party and having Steve Aoki, it's not a good look. I don't care how you got your money and I don't care how you can afford it, but whoever is your PR person, fire them immediately. Whoever told you it was a good idea to have fire coming from your fingertips and have a DJ at your Steve Aoki at your birthday party, because everything is, especially when you're a public servant, it's not a good look. It's not a good look. How you present yourself and how you spend your money, regardless of how you earned it, it's just the perception of it is bad. Don't you think?
Yeah, as a public figure or as a congressman, whatever, you're supposed to be dad. Like you're not
Right.
You're not supposed to be my older brother. Right? You're supposed to be dad.
Right.
You're supposed to be the guy that like has all the answers and I look up to, and I would never dare cross them because I appreciate them so much.
Yeah.
And you're acting like that. That is crazy.
I don't want a cool congressman. I don't want a cool congressman.
No.
I want a congressman that's really smart, understands his environment,
Yep.
and has the courage to vote correctly for this America's agenda to be first. I don't want a cool congressman. I don't. It's not a popularity contest. Although, unfortunately, to some degree, it's turned into one, and that's kind of the problem with our system amongst many. But it's absolutely ridiculous, and I love how Sean handled this. I've softly critiqued Sean in the past about not answering, not asking a hard question to people,
Yeah.
and I get that. I always say that not really in malice, because those things I've looked into very deeply, and he has it. Like they're just a guest on this show. So I grade it on a curve, and I understand that. I also understand like it's just not ideal to have someone on your show and then ask them really hard or what would be perceived as a jerk. That's just
hostile.
Hostile. Yeah, why would you ask me a hostile question like that? So I don't really judge Sean in that aspect, but to have him come out like this aggressive and the way he did,
Yeah. You could tell.
Right on Sean. That's I want to see more of that, Sean.
You could tell he had to have a written statement down because you could see like
he
it was
sent it.
coming through, and he pulled himself back and stayed composed and got his statement out. But he really wanted to say what was really on his mind. And
Yeah.
so I appreciate that, Sean, keeping your shit together.
Yeah, for sure. And he did it, and he did do it professionally. I think he did it he didn't call him names. He did it very professionally. And Sean has the resources.
It's a very odd choice.
It's a very odd choice to punch down on, because you're not really punching down necessarily on Sean. So take this to court. You're a public figure. It will go nowhere, and then you will have to pay all of Sean's lawyer. He will countersue you, or should, and you'll end up paying for his lawyers and his time if he so chooses. And I hope he does, because you deserve it.
It'll expand the studio, and it'll be known as the Crenshaw Studio.
For sure. And I don't know. So that's 2 Navy SEALs in as many months that have put out defamation lawsuits.
And this one's seal on seal.
And that one's that's fratricide right there. Some seal on seal violence going on. And I'm sure obviously you're talking about it. You're well aware of Rob's $25 million lawsuit against me. Where that one?
Where are you keeping money? Because I'm here right now.
It's all under this desk.
Yeah.
It's all on this desk.
$25 million.
Yeah. I don't want to put you on the spot, but I'm going to. You ever work with the guys from the beach?
Yes, I have.
Did you ever hear a story that Rob O'Neill was the only guy in the room and himself took care of the world's #1 terrorist?
No, there is a story going around, and it's the one that we're very familiar with.
Yeah.
It's not the one that Rob has stated.
All right.
I will give him this.
Yeah.
Maybe he was the last one that shot him, and maybe he did die, and he's the one that killed him. I'll grant him that. That's a possibility.
If that's a story, if that's the story he told, he'd have never been on the receiving end of one of my podcasts.
Yeah.
But his story is he was the first, the second, and the last to do it. I actually did that. You fell right into my trap. You are now going to be the third person on a lawsuit. So it's coming. Hope you're ready.
That's not my claim. That is what I heard. I was not there.
And I said the same thing. Didn't matter. I
guess not.
He'll sue you anyway. But I just thought they were tougher than that, and traditionally they are. And that's not a hit on Navy SEALs. Traditionally they are. This isn't. We're not talking about the cream of the crop from that community, unfortunately.
Yeah, and maybe this is a generational thing or whatever. But my dad always taught me like specifically with like suing people. He said he would never do that. He said he would handle it like a man. And this isn't me degrading anyone else doing this. It's just him telling me that. Like, I handle my problems like a man. And like, I'm not going to sue anybody. And so I've always had that in my mind. I've never considered suing anybody. None of that.
Yeah, and that's fun. Both of these people, Rob could have come on my podcast anytime and said something differently to me. And guess what? Dan Crenshaw can go on Sean Ryan's at any point. He has an open invitation, and neither one will.
Set the record straight. Just speak out loud. Yeah. I mean, we can't back it out. We weren't there, so we have no idea. But just come on and say it.
We'll go to the super chats where we go into our next subject. We weren't really planning on opening on up on the live with that until Sean texted me about 5 minutes before we started.
Conveniently.
And I saw that. I said, you know what? Switch it all up. We're gonna open up with this thing. So thanks, Sean, for throwing the whole live for a loop. I don't go messing with your show, Sean. Don't go messing with mine at the last second. But glad to do it. Glad he did. Glad to defend Sean on this. And I'm not defending Sean, just blind. I'm defending what's right, and Sean is in the right on this.
I just didn't know Congress people had that much podcast time, you know? Anyway. All right, Mr. Plight. Thank you, brother. Fred, great to see you on the podcast. What was the reasoning behind the Counting Coup name? I didn't know about it until I saw your company name. I'd love to see more videos like your videos from Spiritus.
Yeah, so the Counting Coup thing came from me and my assistant team leader when we were trying to figure out a team patch, team concept thing. And the mission set that we were looking at was kind of I don't know how to put it, kind of a first strike, kind of a tap. You know, a Counting Coup means you're going to the enemy and you're just touching them. You're not necessarily drawing blood or killing, but you're just touching them and then escaping. And that was a sign of great honor amongst mostly the Western Plains Indians, although all of them had some kind of sword arrangement that was just like that. So Counting Coup was being able to go to your enemy, touch them, and return. And there's different forms of it as well as like capturing somebody. Okay. There is actually drawing blood if you do whatever. So the mission set that we were looking into kind of related to that. And so Counting Coup came from that. And with that, though, after they had a battle, they would all gather around and basically do an after action and talk about who counted coup and who did what. And that came into like the training portion when I got out. It's like I wanted to pass on stories and knowledge of whatever people wanted to know about. So,
all right.
Next one is Wile E. Coyote, also known as.
What?
I got a brain.
What you got?
Brain flatulence. What?
Brain flatulence.
Dadgummit. I got. It will. I haven't drank enough Monster yet.
Okay.
With apologies to Chappelle and Rick James. F your couch, Dan.
I got better sense to put my shoes up on a man's couch. Yeah, I put my shoes up on his couch.
They could buy another one.
All right, Precision with Purpose. We have all these congressmen who are grown children. There needs to be a better way. People like that are why our country is going down the shider. Thank the Lord we have Tier 1 to show us the truth.
No, thank you. Thank you.
Corn Pop, 82 cents.
Corn Pop.
A while back, I saw a video of Crenshaw kicking a reporter's foot. It told me everything I needed to know about him. I'd like to see that.
That's what my daughter does.
Don't ask me that
Kick
question.
Someone's foot.
Yeah, I didn't always dislike Dan Crenshaw. Like I didn't. Like when he first came on the scene, he said some really good things, and I'm like, he was a Navy SEAL, special operations veteran. I'm like, we need more of this in Congress. And it doesn't change my viewpoint of that. All the other special operation guys in Congress have been really solid. We just don't need any ones like that.
Yeah, I don't get it. I was the same way. Cool dude. It fit the profile, Navy SEAL with an eye patch and veteran. I was like, this is going to be legit. And then, I don't know, fame gets the people, I guess.
Yeah. What else we got, Drew?
Let's see. We got Nal Hans, Norwegian. I think you guys seen lawyer YouTuber Legal Bites breakdown of Robbo Gaylord's lawsuit of Burt. Recommended. If not, Robbie gonna be cooked.
I think I know the guy that
Yeah,
talked
you
about
know,
right, buddy.
I think I did see. I saw one of them. I'm pretty sure that's who it was, and they were. That was it. Was a great breakdown of the lawsuit and how weak it was.
I mean, defamation in itself is pretty difficult to prove.
Especially when you're a public figure. But what's even harder to prove is that you were the only one who shot him when you were the fourth man in the room. That's going to be a lot harder to prove than defamation. What else?
That's Wesley is Wile E. Coyote, I do believe. It's our boy Wes. Zulu Whiskey. What's up, boys? What's up, Zulu, man? Good to see you. Percy226. Thanks for the love, brother. Your consistency is very calming. Glad to support. And we do try. Be consistent. That's where we're at with Super
All
Chats.
right. You know,
Thank you, Percy.
I figure we'd talk about this later, but we'll go ahead and talk about it now, just in case we don't get there. But we talked about this before the episode about these elected officials and how do we get there. This is going to be, I've said it before, so to people who have followed me for a while, this won't be the first time hearing it, but to some people, it may be the first time that you hear it. But we're getting bad people in office to some degree.
We are.
Yeah, hear me out. and this is always what kills me. They're like, they can't stand who's in office or how they. Well, they didn't just force their way in the office, so to speak. You know how they got there? You voted for them. Somebody voted for these idiots to get in, and if you don't like them, vote them out. They are a representation and a reflection of America. So if there's, I'm gonna say it pretty brash, but it's true. If you don't like who's represented us, then guess what? Maybe we're not. That's a reflection on us.
Maybe we're not doing our jobs.
Right. So I don't think, unpopular opinion, I stand by it. I don't think voting should be a right. I don't think voting should be a birthright. And I know that's something that we've stood on and people get offended when they hear that. So, but if you listen to it logically, one, people get really mad when they hear that because they're really closed-minded about it. And I get that. If that's what you've been told your whole life, if you've been told your whole life, voting is a right, voting is a right, voting is a right. It's just it's a right. Well, then you believe that. But if we really break it down logically, anything that's special, you don't give away anything that's special. I'm going to bring up, before we get into talking about this, let me tell you what, I saw this and it really resonated. Let me tell you what's known for being pretty wise, Socrates. Let me tell you what Socrates said about voting. Of course, everyone knows who Socrates was. If not, Google it. I don't have time to tell you who he was. But he was a prominent critic of democracy and had significant reservations about the value of universal voting. And he believed it was a skill that required wisdom and education, not a right by birth. He did not want to abolish democracy entirely, but argued for a system where only informed and rational individuals participated in governance. And he's gone on and on about this. If you're interested, go read about it. It's it might change your mind, but it'll definitely give you something to think about. He also, there was one point where he equated it to essentially like navigating a ship, and that's what this country is. I mean, it is a ship that's going somewhere, and in no time will you just gather the whole crew and say, hey, let's take a vote on how we're going to plot this course. Let's take a vote to see if we're navigating this correctly. No, the only people who get to navigate the ship are people who understand navigation and have a skill to do that. Right. And that is a good correlation. I'm hoping somewhere I can find it here real quick, but he basically he continues to go down and say that at some point, if you allow everyone to vote, what he was scared of is that the people who had the smoothest tongue and would promise them things would get the vote, rather than that the masses could be easily swayed by essentially snake oil salesmen. He couldn't be any more right. And that's exactly what's happening today, isn't it?
Yeah, what's the first thing that happens when said individual gets voted in office? They do none of the things that they promised. Probably because they sat down and they got handed the folder of the real world, and they figured out, oh, I can't do any of those things that I promised. It's so true. You got to have some kind of stake in the game if you're going to make decisions on it.
And it goes back to our founding fathers who also believe that. And I'm not saying things shouldn't progress to some degree, but our founding fathers used to, they initially said, hey, you have to be a landowner in order to vote.
Yep.
Well, wouldn't be that far off. How much different would this country be right now if only landowners could still vote? That'd be pretty crazy to think about.
Yeah, but then when we're talking about ID, you have landowner ID cards now, and that's probably racist.
Something's got to change. So but I also know this. Yes, right off the bat, there's a lot of, it is a slippery slope. Once you start saying who can vote and who cannot vote is not an easy task, and it's something that has to be well thought out. But I know this, giving everyone the right to vote, I don't think has really worked out very well for us either.
No, and I think
so you got to choose one.
Fortunately, unfortunately, whoever wants to look at it, I think we're stuck. Like, you can always add. It's really difficult to take away.
Right, exactly. Yep, exactly. Drew, before we go to the next one, you got any super chats we can catch up while I get that set up?
Let's see what we got here. Wade P. Hatchett says, was the $25 million lawsuit what Rob thinks he should have received from the UBL bounty?
I didn't think about that. I think it was $25 million.
Was it really? That is.
He's kind of like Quentin Tarantino, is hiding little things in there.
Because there's, I'll keep that to myself.
Well, if that's true, he's suing the wrong people.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
See, Unfortunate says, why do you offer the opportunity for Rob and Tim to come on your podcast, but not Shrek? I may have just missed it. Love the show.
That's a fair question. Both of them were dishonest, but neither of them were, according to the allegations, so I don't get another lawsuit on me, according to I shouldn't say allegate, well, I guess they were, according to the reports of the military themselves, when they demoted him and when they stripped his tab, is that he had sexually assaulted, had verbally assaulted women, and to me, that's just a red line. You start treating women like that, I don't want you in my presence. You want to lie? You can walk that back, and you can eventually be a bigger man. Everyone has a personal line where I'm like, that's just more than I want to deal with, and that's my line. Don't you agree? I'm interested. Do you think there's differences? There's just certain people that and certain things you can do that differentiate who they are. And John McPhee went too far, and I have nothing to talk to him about.
All right, Six's mom, thank you very much for the love. Holy Fook says, hey, sitting down to pee. Man, this water is cold and deep. What's the best gun to hunt Bigfoot with? This is why we like Thursday nights.
I'm going to throw that over to you first, Fred, for 2 reasons. You're a guest, and 2, I need more time to think about that.
No guns, mitts only. Mitts only. He's got big feet. We'll do big mitts.
Do Drew a favor, shoot him with a camera. Okay, that would be great. A really good one.
Yeah,
None of this blurry crap.
Yeah, we had to shoot him with that first. Absolutely. Gosh.
Oh man, not a University of Utah security camera. Okay, none of that stuff. Let's see. Evers Forge Work says, keep killing it, fellas. Great to see Brother Fred on. Circle Bar drinks on me soon.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Nice.
Love it. Top says, all shites and giggles until Rob giggles and shites.
I see what you did there.
Little old man joke, I guess.
All right.
That's not funny. That could really happen tonight.
I'm just interested. Could someone find out? Might be hard to do this. Could someone find out if Rob and Dan are friends? I'll just say this: it's that whole crew seems to run in a circle, and kind of what I alluded to earlier. Like I know who you are by who your friends are. You know who sticks up for Rob O'Neill? Tim Kennedy. You know who stuck up for Tim Kennedy? Rob O'Neill. Something tells me that those guys are also friendly with Dan Crenshaw. Is that correct? Surprise, surprise. Guess who else is friendly with Tim Kennedy? Want to take a guess?
Tim Kennedy's mom.
Okay, true.
Tell me I'm wrong.
The Barney Fife of Baghdad himself.
Yeah.
Okay.
Of course.
So, what'd you say? Dakota Meyer's friends with him too? Don't do that to me. Don't do that to me. But yeah, you're not wrong. So it's look at that circle. Look at that circle of grifters. Interesting.
All right, Six's mom back in again. First it was $2. Now it's $50. So thanks, Six's mom. Really appreciate that. Thank you very much.
All right, we caught
really
up.
Does help. Really does help.
Nope. All right.
Tob's in. Crenshaw is suing Sean for defamation. Thoughts? All right,
we had our thoughts. You're late to the party. That's okay. I'm glad you're here to the party.
That's it. Just rewind to the beginning. Woodshop 25 says, haven't been this pumped about a guest since I had a lady of the night over last month.
Okay.
Fred, that's high praise, bro.
I'm pretty good looking.
Praise. That's high praise.
You're up there
dude.
up there with the lady of the night.
Okay.
Feeling good.
No one's ever that excited about me.
They don't want to Big 6 for nothing.
All right, there's an oil tanker in the news.
All right. Yeah, let's get. I'm excited about getting to this one. I've been this excited. Nope, not using that one again. All right. Old Maduro, what is he up to? Crazy Venezuela. What are you doing? All right. So we borrowed an oil tanker from Venezuela. I don't know if you guys have seen that in the news, but let's read this article and let's dig into this. Maduro fumed the U.S. had committed an act of piracy, while nonchalant Donald Trump suggested the United States would keep the oil. I love it. In a sword-wielding speech after the seizure, Maduro called for Venezuelan to give U.S. a real beating. Go ahead and try with that. He thundered, "In times like these, we must be like warriors with both eyes peeled." That's ironic enough. You keep talking, that's what your eyes will be, is peeled back. Working, producing, building, and keeping the country functioning. And be prepared to kick in the teeth of the North American empire if necessary. When asked why he ordered the operation, Trump responded coolly, "It was seized for a very good reason." And when a reporter inquired about the fate of the oil on board, he shrugged, "We keep it, I guess." So I love that. I don't know if what a difference in leadership of sorts. When I was in Iraq, we had seized a couple oil tankers, like tankers, like driven, like semi oil tankers.
Yep.
And we were so scared to ever, like they went into a holding facility on base, and they immediately got released as fast as possible back to the oil refinery, because we never wanted to be looked at as seizing their oil.
Right. Classic American move. Yeah.
Right. And even then I was like, well, then what are we doing this for? I mean, let's at least get some oil out of it.
Yeah.
You know, that's ridiculous. So I love that he said that this oil tanker, I believe the oil tanker was named the Skipper, ironically enough. It's a Venezuelan oil tanker that's been designated as moving around sanctioned oil throughout the world. They were caught by having a Guyana flag on it as his flag vessel.
Yep.
And anyone who's familiar with the ship procedures, you don't do that.
Yeah.
That's a big warning right there. And the Coast Guard, of all people, the Coast Guard went in there. It's a cool video of it. They get there on a Black Hawk, fast rope in, and take it. About $70 million, I believe, worth of oil. It's holding 1.1 million barrels of oil. So actually, maybe more than
Yeah,
that.
it should be way more than that.
Yeah. It was the elite troops from the Marine Security Response Teams, tactical unit within the U.S. Coast Guard. What do you think about this? Are we beating up on Venezuela for no good reason? Or are you a fan of this? What's your thoughts?
I mean, if you talk to the right folks, you have a way to fund your lawsuit now. $70 million. No, man. We told everyone what we're going to do. Venezuela is not doing the right thing when it comes to protecting our homeland. And if they're doing illegal things, hey, I'm tired of this. Like, we need to be the nice guy. Again, I lean towards Dad. You know, Dad's very stern. He's very kind, but you do the wrong things, he's going to be stern. You're going to get punished. Well, guess what? You're going to get punished now. So don't do illegal shit. Don't fuck with our country, and maybe these things won't happen.
I've been a little bit, I wouldn't even say harsh, but slightly skeptical on the Venezuelan things, as we should. You know, in any time our country is doing something offensive and something that might get us into war, we should look into it. We should have questions, and we should get answers, and we should get good answers for those questions. I was a little bit more skeptical about, you know, hitting the drug boats, because if it's all about drugs, well, I'm not saying Venezuela is a good country, but they're not necessarily our drug problem. So if that's your answer, I would like a better answer than that.
Yeah.
But when it comes to this, if they're breaking the sanctions that they have on them, well, if you're not going to do anything about it, well, then what's the point? Then what's the point of sanctions? And what's the point of then? Anytime you sanction someone, your word loses its value. So of all things, it's different. So this I am a big fan of. Like I said, or else our words mean nothing. And when the United States slaps sanctions on you, they don't do it for no reason.
No.
So they want change, we want change, and you better do it. And if you don't listen to us, well, you lost your ship.
Sorry.
We gained a ship, you lost a ship. And for some people to warmonger in the news, this one always kills me. They're like, Trump inches closer to war with Venezuela. There will be no war with Venezuela. Venezuela has a hard time feeding half of its people right now.
It'd be a conflict, maybe a stepping stone. I don't know. It would not be a war. And quite frankly, like, keeping up pressure like this prevents war.
Absolutely. Guess what? Guess how they're going to fund their war? Through moving oil around the world illegally is how they're going to fund it.
Yeah.
Stop them from doing that and make them act right, and make them, I don't know, hold a legitimate election for starters.
Yep.
And then and that's really what most of these sanctions are about. Maduro just being a piece of crap and an illegitimate president, and that's why we don't. We're just not bad. We just don't go slap sanctions on people because we don't like your accent. So so I don't mind this one, but there will be no war because they're not coming over to us. Mm-hmm. I assure you, they can't get a speedboat across the water. They're not coming to us. I don't see us, putting a large invasion on them. So there will be no war. So quit doing this fear mongering of everything he does to enforce a sanction is going to lead us closer to war. And the other thing is they'll do it's just out of fear. It's just out of fear. And they'll say, well, Russia is going to come be involved now because they're friendly with Venezuela. I think Russia's a little busy right now.
Yeah, they got their hands tied pretty good.
Russia's busy making a fool out of themselves on the world stage and showing everyone that they can't beat up on their little brother that's literally right next to them. So you think Russia's going to be able to cross an ocean and come do something to us? I have zero concerns about Russia. I have zero concerns about Venezuela. And if you put them together, that still equals zero concerns.
Russia has no hardline interest in Venezuela. Yes, they dabble. Yes, they touch their toe in the water out there, but not worth going to a war with America about. There's nothing there.
I'm not because I think some horrible things have happened to young men on both sides of that Russian-Ukrainian war that are following orders. Yep. And didn't deserve what they got. I think on a humanitarian level, what's going on over there is a travesty. And I've been to Ukraine several times. I've got to see it firsthand. I hate it. But on the world stage, I'd be lying if I told you I couldn't be any happier that Russia is not close to who we thought they were. Not even close.
Nope.
Before this, everyone was not, I wouldn't say, you were either scared of Russia or you really respected them as a near peer. And after Russia really just completely tripped over their own feet after day 3 of the invasion and have not really proved anything since then, I don't even know if I believe the word near peer should even be uttered when talking about war with the United States.
No. The only closest near peer would come to numbers, which would come to China. As far as technology, tactics, experience, all those things, there is no near peer. So all those that are really, really adamant about telling folks like us that we have never been contested, we need to do near peer stuff, please find them. Yeah. Find those individuals that would test us. And maybe then we can talk, but that just doesn't exist right now.
I'm gonna tell a story. I'm gonna change dates and locations for reasons to not get a phone call. But I was in a country, and this country wanted our ISR capabilities. Well, we don't sell our ISR capabilities, so we told them no. And they said, well, if you don't give us these ISR capabilities, we're going to go to China, and China will give us these ISR capabilities. And more specifically, wanted these armed ISR capabilities. And so we said, well, I mean, we don't want you to do that, but it's your call. We can't stop you. And so China came over, and with something that looked a lot like our Predator, with a missile that looked and was supposed to perform a lot like our Hellfire missile. And there was a empty, burned out car in the middle of the field that they brought these guys in. They're going to do an exercise. Couldn't even hit an empty, burned out car. They brought it back, and they're like, hey, sorry about that. Our our guidance system wasn't calibrated correctly. And I've seen that before with our own stuff. I'm like, okay, well maybe. It was either 2 or 3 more times. They never hit the car in the middle of the field. Meanwhile, we're over there in Iraq, knocking out Iranian generals in a 4-car convoy that's moving at 30 mile an hour and dropping hellfires right in the passenger seat. That's American technology. Yeah. Chinese technology is still knockoff technology, and it's still not American technology. And they wouldn't even be as close to knockoff technology if it wasn't for them stealing our technology.
It's called Temu for a reason.
Exactly. You say that, but really, exactly. Look at all the knockoff stuff they sell us, and none of you are happy when you get a Chinese knockoff with technology because it doesn't work half the time, and it feels cheap because it is cheap. Their military is no different. Yeah, they got numbers, but at the end of the day, if you're really talking about it, especially if they have to come over here, the best thing. Of course, we lucked out with it, but the security blanket we have of the Atlantic and the Pacific Ocean, China, you can hate us all you want, and you can have a 3 million man army if you want. You're not crossing those oceans and touching us.
No.
You're just not doing it. And the same kind of goes your way. It's very difficult to cross, half a globe over and maintain a real large scale war. You're just not going to do it. Now I got to think of a different word than near peer. But because I don't want to even use that against them.
Kind of peer. KP?
To a somewhat peer. And I've not just technology. I've just like you. We've been around the world. I haven't seen another military that logistically can do that.
Right. We had still is Russia, China, Iran, North Korea. We've seen Russia. I think a lot of folks forget Israel pushing Iran shit in pretty hard. There was a big concern about Iran's surface-to-air threats, on the western part of the country. How are we going to do this? How are we going to defeat it? Israel just went right in there.
Yeah.
And annihilated their entire military leadership.
Yeah.
And North Korea, come on. And then China has always been the fear of numbers. I haven't heard, obviously the internet blows up about their technology and they see their Gen 5 aircraft, potentially Gen 6. But anyone who's serious in the intelligence community, all that, they know, dude, it's not there. It is capable. There's some decent stuff there, but not compared to what we have.
And don't get me wrong. We're going to prepare like it could be.
Oh yeah.
We'll never be too overly confident. We'll always prepare like it could be.
Yep.
But just something tells me, if I was a betting man, if push ever came to shove, if Russia's the paper tiger that we found out that they are, and they're under the same governmental system of communism, what makes you think China's any better? Why would you think that? Oh, they're doing. Yeah, they're not doing it right, but those guys are doing it right. It's not logical as well.
No. Nope.
All right. What else? Any more, Drew?
Well, I got a couple things to add.
What do you got?
Earlier, you said something about Russia.
I can't hear you.
I'm looking for my button. There it is. Earlier, you said something about Russia, fighting their little brother and couldn't do it. It's not all little brothers are easy to beat up. You know what I'm saying? Because that right there is my little brother, and this big brother can't do it. All right. The other one is about.
You're not the size of Russia.
I'm getting there. The other is the tanker. I wish the SEALs did the tanker job. I just did, because if they did, then we could make T-shirts that say something like, "The sneaky SEAL gets the oil." All right.
Okay. I'm sure I just don't know enough about the maritime operations. I'm sure either legally or just through who owns certain AOs, which is normally how it goes down. I do wonder why the Coast Guard got that mission and the SEALs didn't.
I am sure there are some very upset,
but
I am
exactly.
And nothing against the Navy. I'm glad the Coast Guard got it because God bless them. Like they're hard. They do a lot of really cool shit.
Right.
I've had a couple rescue swimmers that were on team with me, and man, the stuff that they did up in Alaska and all that, like crazy stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that they got to get that mission. Like, good on those dudes. And they look legit. I couldn't tell.
Yeah,
I was wondering who they were.
Yeah, we all saw that video. What was that? What was that Kevin Costner movie? The Coast Guard movie.
Yeah.
So what was it called?
Are you going to come save me?
I thought it was called Coast Guard.
No.
Coast Guard man?
Something
No,
Angel,
no.
not Angel. Gosh, what was it? Oh my gosh, I can't.
Fisherman? I don't know. I don't remember.
Oh, super chats, save us. This is embarrassing.
It'll be fast.
Okay.
Anyway, and then some in the chats are talking about it was Marine Force Recon and the Coast Guard. It wasn't just Coast Guard.
Okay.
That's what the chats are saying.
Well,
The Guardian, there it is.
The Guardian. All right. Well, that'll be difficult because Marine Force Recon isn't a unit anymore. So Force Recon. So if Marines were there, it wasn't Force Recon.
I don't know why a Force Recon unit would do that anyway. But
Yeah.
All right, we got Dice 6236 says private equity today would make our children renters and slaves until the revolution if only landowners could vote. But I agree, something should change.
Yeah. There's, like I said before, I mean, there would definitely need to be some progress to that. But that is a good point, and that's the reason why we should have progressed, but we progressed way too far, way too fast. I really don't know in a weird way how we went from, hey, it's voting needs to come from a few people that have vested interest to within a relatively short amount of time, F it, you get a vote, you get a vote, you get a vote, you get a vote.
I can chime in on that a little bit.
What do you got?
So, it's a political balance between the haves and the have-nots, right? So, our founding fathers they would say that if you give everybody the ability to vote, then the majority who doesn't have will vote to take what the minority has. Okay. And so that's why our founding fathers talked about that the majority will vote in the ability to take from what the minority landowners have. So that is a legitimate issue. The other issue, state laws were on a state side, not a federal side. So the states slowly changed the rules. Veterans are one. Veterans were not all landowners, those who fought for the country, Revolutionary War, but they fought for the country, but they can't vote. That was a problem. And then a lot of states would say, hey, come to our state and we'll give you a vote. And so that changed a lot. Andrew Jackson pushed a lot for that.
Okay.
So those are, and then a lot of towns started growing and you had less and less landowners. And then so you had a lot of people who were like, hey, we got taxation without representation. No one's representing us and we don't own land. So it just kind of evolved.
Yeah, I think you just brought up the land as an example
Right.
from the very beginning. But there has to be some kind of incentive. Like there has to be some way to get people who can vote an interest into understanding who I am voting for or what I am voting for, instead of Joe Blow who walks in there and just puts a line through all Democrats or a line through all Republicans, not understanding what any of them believe in or what they're going to do when they're in office or whatever. It's to eliminate that crap.
Yeah. And I know I kind of paraphrase it, but this is Socrates was warned that leaders would flatter the public with easy promises, ignoring difficult truths, leading to disastrous decisions. And man, he couldn't be more right.
Yeah.
It's like he was describing what would be the American political
smart.
system.
It's almost like our founding fathers read Socrates.
Right.
I think they did.
Yeah.
Let's see what's next here. We've got Veronica. Thank you very much. $20. Thank you very much. User PO4 says, just to help Fred feel at home, what's the best barrel length?
Keep it 5.56 with with its caliber, I don't know you're going to ask questions, but if we have any questions, I'll answer it for him. What's the best barrel length?
It fucking depends on what you're doing. I'm
Are you hunting Bigfoot?
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
I want a gun that's best for like a kind of best overall gun. I could use it for home defense, and I could use it for hunting if I wanted to go reach out and touch 300, 400, 500 meters.
I mean, I just use a 10.5 inch barrel, like 10 inch, the 11.5 inch barrel, 10.3, whatever.
Yeah.
Keep it somewhat short. I think the age of the musket is kind of gone.
Okay.
You got to be able to do all the things. And a 10 to 13 inch barrel will get out to 300 meters, no issue.
Yeah. And really, when it comes to like outside of combat, like I really don't know why there's a lot of people. They might go hunting, but if you're going hunting, you're not taking a 5.56 gun with you, generally speaking. And if you are, it's something somewhat close range. Mm-hmm. I'm just a fan of a shorter barrel gun.
Yeah.
A 10.5 inch barrel gun will do 5.56 will do everything you need it to do.
I think it's not the only reason, but I think the major reason why to get a 16 inch barrel is just legal reasons.
Right.
So you can put a buttstock on the thing, which
That's
is
right.
so retarded. But
yeah, just then slap on a buttstock on the gun.
Not a buttstock.
That's right. Not a buttstock.
That's a brace.
That's a brace.
Yes.
I'm sorry. Slap that on. It does it. It's got a piece of Velcro on it, and you don't have to carry a musket around.
Yeah.
You can have a 10.5 inch barrel. All right, Drew, let's take it to the break. And you ready for it?
Yep.
We're good? All right. We'll come back in just a few minutes.
We are more than makers of steel. We are brothers in craft, bound by purpose and forged in pride. Every blade we shape carries the weight of the hands that built it and the hearts that will wield it. Brotherhood Blades stands for those who refuse to quit. The protectors, the workers, the doers. We forge with integrity, we carry with pride, and we stand shoulder to shoulder with those who live by the same code. Brotherhood Blades, forged in freedom, carried with honor.
If you've ever been to any of my tactical training classes, then you know how adamant I am about the use of white light and the importance of a quality, high-powered tactical light. That's why I use Cloud Defensive Tac Lights. You can't hit what you can't see, and neither can the bad guys. Clearly identify your target and simultaneously overwhelm his vision with hundreds and even thousands of lumens. Get serious about defending yourself and your family, and go to clouddefensive.com and use promo code Tier1 to get 15% off your order. And they will donate 15% to FRCC's nonprofit, the Cat 2 Foundation, which provides free training and support to first responders across the country.
Revenge is an act of passion. Vengeance is an act of justice. Injuries are revenged. Crimes are avenged. Almost a century ago, big pharmaceutical companies re-engineered medical school curriculum and faculty with one goal: putting profit before progress. Anyone pushing back against the medical matrix they carefully crafted was threatened, silenced, censored, financially ruined, or worse. They are the problem. We are the solution.
You're clear to engage. Initials Mike Juliet Alpha. You're clear to engage with weapons. You're clear to engage with weapons.
Talk about here for where easy is.
I don't normally plug our stuff a whole lot on the live. I like to keep it fun. I like to keep it about everyone else. But we did just re-up our bourbon bottles. They're a 7-year FRCC bourbon. There's a lot. We were getting a little bit low. It didn't sell out, thankfully. We got more in time. But go to frcc.shop. You can even use the FRCC15 promo code on this. Get 15% off. I can't think of a cooler present. If you don't know what to get someone, get them that. Every man would needs a good 7-year bourbon on his shelf. and we got it.
So, guys, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Okay, if you like what you're seeing every Thursday night, please like and subscribe. It really helps.
I'm the worst at that. I hate saying that. Nothing makes me feel like a young kid wannabe YouTuber, but like smash that like and subscribe button. I just can't do it.
You're an influencer now.
Stop. So thanks for following the sword on that one, Drew, and doing it. Because
It's my job.
I know it has to be done. Like it has to be done. Devin reminds me all the time, you got to say subscribe. And it's true. Our views are great. The views on the channel are, we're doing just as many views, if not more, than the last podcast that I was on. But I was just talking to you about that. It had 130,000 subscribers. Well, I think we just hit 22,000, but our views are the same. So people are watching. They're just not hitting the subscribe button. But I care more about the views and people actually hearing the stories and getting to see it than I care about the subscribers. But if you subscribe, you won't ever miss an episode. And we got some really cool ones coming up. Drew, I think this is a good one to get into. We just got done talking about guns. Let's go to Instagram. Go to the shooting video. Our good old friend, Jimmy Watson. I saw this one. Made me think about this.
Can we open it?
Hands up! Hands up!
Oh shit! Oh shit!
All right, get her. That quarter shot.
By now you've read all the books.
You know what? Let's hear what Jimmy's got to say. Jimmy's always entertaining. Yeah.
You've seen all the movies and you've heard about the longest sniper shot in the world. Ladies and gentlemen, we have seen the shortest sniper shot in the world. To the face. I don't know why he's playing the one man with a musket, and I don't like to see how lazy he was with the rifle coming in the room. Oh, there he is. Put the gun down. And I don't suggest clearing your house or any house with a scoped rifle. But here we are, and he got the job done. I'll touch point that follow button. Let's go.
Let's just watch
one more time.
Let's just watch the beginning of that one more time.
Hands up! Hands up!
Oh shit! Oh shit!
He double tapped him.
There's a couple of things on this. One, it's hard to be too harsh on it because you can say whatever you want to say about this. You can say you don't like how he entered the room. You can say you don't like that he's a scoped weapon on a hostage rescue. You can say that double tapping was a bold choice at that distance, especially with that scope. But you know what?
He done did it.
He done did it. Save bad guy down, good girl saved. Everyone, the good guys are coming home unshot. But so I want to give credit where credit's due right off the bat. The guy got the job done.
Yep.
No one was hurt except people needed to be hurt, and kudos to him for that. Also, kudos to that officer for having the balls to do that, and clearly the training. Something tells me this guy probably goes to the range in his own time to make sure that he's proficient in order to take those type of shots.
Yeah, it's one thing to make those kinds of shots in the range. It's another completely different feeling.
Yeah,
when it's live, especially when they're moving around.
Yeah,
heads do weird things.
Yeah, absolutely.
So to have that kind of pressure and knock that out like that, 2 shots with an LPVO, like
so. That being said, like anything else, and I wanted to make sure I gave kudos to that officer, that officer first, and make sure that what I'm about to say cannot be misconstrued. Although the internet will do its best to twist that for those who don't like me. But let's talk about that because I'm not saying you got lucky, but it may not always end up like that.
Right.
If it's not an ideal situation. So let's put ourselves in a situation where we can higher our success rate. So it's hard to say, but I believe if you continue to do business like that. Sometimes this is what happens in law enforcement. At times they're unopposed, and just because a bad tactic works, it makes you go home going, well, this tactic works. Well, no, it worked then because you were unopposed. So if you had gone up against someone who really wanted to oppose you back, that tactic wouldn't have worked. So let's talk about, as always, like how can we do things better and ensure next time we see this, we do it better and our success rate drives up dramatically. So right off the bat, you don't always get, I didn't really see, but you guys let me know. It wasn't a clean entry. I don't know. It looked like he pulled the door, and I don't know if the person on the inside was holding the door or if the guy wasn't ready and kind of partially opened the door. What did you see?
It was a manual breach. I think he was using a Hooli, and the guy really, I mean, he obviously got training on it, but he kind of got stuck on what he was trying to do.
Just so you can pull out that video. Let's just look at the breach here for a second and see if we can see what that. I say hesitation on the door itself, kind of hesitate to come open.
Well, it took them boys. The full video shows it took them boys a long time to pry it.
Yeah.
Okay, so they were prying on it.
They were working on it for a long time before they got to that point.
Okay. All right. He never really won. And you don't always get. I get it. He probably didn't come from a tier 1 unit that has like 16 guns in the arsenal. And this is just good debate and talk. Clearing a house with a LPVO, it's just not ideal for me. And law enforcement in general, they just, again, we got to talk about generalities. They don't take really long shots. Have I seen longer shots been taken? Sure. But let's plan on the most likely course of action, not the most dangerous course of action. I believe the average sniper engagement is around
70 yards or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Is in the double digits. So I just personally would be running a red dot all the time. And so that's not the sight you want to be sending that close of a range shot off with.
Yeah, the LPVO just got really, really popular. There's nothing wrong with a dot and a 3x if you need it, because the 3x is awesome. Yeah. You can just take it off.
Yeah.
Stick it in a pocket somewhere. And if you need it, you need it. If you don't, it doesn't live on your gun.
I think they're better suited for hunting. If we're just being honest, and I'm from Florida, so more like Florida hunting. So if you end up in this trail, and let's say you're hog hunting, you get up in I've seen friends get up in a hog hunt and get up in a tree, and and there was clearly this footpath that the hogs have been using, and it ends up being really close. Well, you don't want your hunting rifle that's 15, 20, 25 power when you could easily be on, in a trail on 30 meters or less having to take a shot. LPVO is great on that. Bring it back to absolutely low power and almost regardless of how close it is, but we're still not talking about room clearing distances of 5 feet, 6 feet, 7 feet. It's still, you can say, they can make that argument, well, this is almost as good as a red dot. And that is true. Or as almost as good, because some can have red dots in them. So I understand that argument. It's almost as good as an EOTech. When we're doing hostage rescue, you don't get almost as good. Like you, or not just hostage rescue. When you're doing high value targets, high risk warrants, I'm not putting the lives of my brothers on the line on something that's almost as good. Like it has to be the best thing for the job.
Yeah, and LPVO, they advertise 1 power, but that's just not the case. I'll give it benefit of the doubt. Maybe there's 2% out there that is, but most of them are not 1 power.
Right.
They're either negative 0.9 or they're 1.2. They're not 1 power. So you're going to get that fishbowl or the opposite of fishbowl effect if you're looking through your optic at 1 power.
That's exactly what I was about to go with. At the end of the day,
it's too magnified.
Right. And at the end of the day, it's going to have, it can be very little, but it's going to have some sort of eye relief effect to it. That EOTechs, aim points, your traditional red dots, does not matter how close or far away you are. Yes, it's fairly insignificant, but it is there. And that's as best as you're going to get. Hey, it's almost as good as an EOTech, but it won't be. The other, I say problem I have, but he never really truly made entry into that room. Like, you have to be able to move and shoot. And I understand that person was really close. That person was almost as close as what we'd call an immediate threat. Right. I mean, it was there, but you still have to maintain movement, because if you're just going to sit there and post up in the doorway and take a shot, this is where we go with, that's worked because that hostage taker didn't want to kill you that night. But if that hostage taker wanted to kill that cop that night, he'd have blasted that cop as soon as that cop was standing in that doorway waiting to take even though he did a pretty good job of shooting fairly quick, you're not going to beat the bad guy to shooting you, because you have to step in that doorway. You have to see where in the room the hostage and hostage taker are. You have to identify where in the room. Then you have to identify who's the good guy, who's the bad guy. And then you have to identify, where am I going to place this shot? And then you have to place that shot. It's like 4 things you have to do. The bad guy knows where you're coming in, especially on this situation where they've been prying on the door for a little bit. You're coming through that door. He knows it. So as soon as that door cracks open, you just have to shoot at anything that moves in that doorway. Right. Everything is not in your favor. So as cool as a video of it was to watch, to see the good guys come on top and a bad guy get it and someone get saved, there was a lot of things that I felt like at least needed to be addressed, could be addressed. Say, hey, like let's clean this up just in case next time that person wants to kill a cop this day, we don't give this person an opportunity to kill a cop. Yeah, it really sucks to do any kind of negative act or action with it, because I really, really praise, because the typical, and again, I hate the bash on them, but the typical way to go is they'll do some negotiating, they'll draw this out, they don't really want to take the next step, whether it's because of training or it's because they feel like they're going to be compromised legally, whatever that is. And this guy just stepped the fuck up. But yes, getting clogged in the doorway, there's a bed in the way, not getting enough guys in the room, not having those angles spread out, because if it's just one dude, right, me and him, he can put the hostage right in front of me. Yeah, I don't have a shot. Yeah, we got to open up those vectors into them. Absolutely. Yeah. And so, and again, I don't mind saying it. I said at the beginning, you said it. Kudos to this cop, because he got the job done. But we also, I think, have this mentality because we lived it in our profession. Every mission we ever went on, regardless of how good the mission went, what's the first thing we came back and did? After action. And then what, did we ever talk about what we could do better? No. Oh, I'm sorry. Gosh, did we ever talk about how great we were? No. What's the only thing we talked about? Who fucked up what? And there's right. Mission. There's a very informal one. Yeah. When it comes to the teams, and then there's a formal one when it comes to a larger group of folks. And the informal one is not forgiving whatsoever. It's not. No. I really feel like if anyone, like an outsider, ever saw that, oh, dude, they would be like, they would think we hate each other. Yeah, they would think we hate each other. They think that mission must have went really wrong. And be like, no, that mission went about as well as any of the rest of them do. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. It's really, really funny because of how direct the team guys are with each other. And it gets to a point where it's more like brotherly love type things, like, because I want you to be the best. Right. I want you to be the best, not just so that you can save your life, but so you can save my life as well. Yep. I want you to be the best. And a lot of folks don't understand that kind of hard criticism. Yeah. And I'm doing this because I love you. I'm not doing this because you piss me off or I hate you. Yeah. Like, I want you to live. I want you to come home. So. Yeah. And I talk about all the time. Anyone out there that's on a tactical team, please, adopt this culture. I preach culture all the time, and a good culture is so hard to get. And if you have a good culture, it's because there were really good dudes that fought for a really hard time to make sure whatever team you're on has good culture. And it's why you have to protect it at all costs, because it's so easy to lose it. Yep. And once you lose it, it's so hard to get it back.
Yep.
Drew, let's got a super chat real quick?
Yeah, let's see. Mr. Polite back in. He says, plus side on the Marines doing the VBSS, visit board search seizure, and not the SEALs. There won't be 30 books about it, and the Marines are finally getting recognized. Thank you, Polite. Holy Fook says, Fred, you finding UFOs, UAPs, or Bigfoot first? Any stories you can share from your recovery missions?
I haven't done any recovery missions. I don't know where that came from. That was something completely different. I've never done any recovery stuff. Just put that out there.
So you haven't recovered a UFO yet?
No.
Wink. Okay. Sure you haven't.
Nope. Haven't recovered anything.
It's exactly, the government make you say that?
That's what they say, yeah. NDAs. NDAs.
Doesn't matter what you say. No one,
they're not going to believe you.
They don't believe it. I know.
No, they won't believe. Which, understandably so. There's a lot of lying going on, so it's really tough to tell what's the truth, what's the lie, and what's a half fiction there.
Yeah, but yeah, I've seen some weird stuff.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of weird stuff. I'll put this out there.
You didn't recover any weird stuff?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Well, that's not going to help your case.
Yeah. Like, I will put this out there. I am not a believer. I am not a skeptic. I'm a firm believer. Now, having said that if you categorize yourself in one of these things, whether it's Republican, Democrat, believer, non-believer, whatever, then you're forced to live within that realm. And if you have ideas outside of that, now we kind of talked about it earlier.
Right.
If you have ideas, well, now you're not one of us, and you kick us out. It's like, well,
right.
So I don't know who's right. I don't know what is correct. I do know that we are very, very young as a species, and according to, or in reference to the universe itself, to think that we have it all figured out seems kind of like nonsense. And it's not to say that these are unnatural things or supernatural or whatever. They may just be universal natural things that happen. We just haven't seen it yet or discovered it yet or whatever. So I don't believe. I stay or remain objective in everything that we do. It's not to say that I don't get awestruck.
Yeah.
I know what an aircraft is. I know what a fucking balloon is. I know what a bird is. We have very, very, very professional crews that run systems and that run optics and do all these things. And they're all objective folks as well. They're all prior military guys. A lot of them from Tier 1 community. And they're not very emotional about things. And that's where a lot of that stuff comes from. It's very emotional. I want to believe, or you guys are grifters or whatever. Like, no, we're just a bunch of idiots standing out in the desert, a bunch of grown men standing out in the desert, looking up at the sky at stuff. And we have captured a lot of weird things. And I don't know what it is, so I'm not going to proclaim I know what it is.
Yeah.
Say it's the government or it's aliens.
Right.
Or
we say captured, like visually captured.
Yeah, correct. Yep.
Yeah, just make sure.
Didn't capture any redheaded giants.
I know.
No. That one's super funny because I heard that story long before it became like the internet sensation.
The old redheaded giants in Afghanistan is what you're talking about?
Yeah. And like, I heard
you ever seen them?
No. But so like,
I don't know anyone who's seen them.
Apparently they annihilated.
How can you miss them? They're giants, Fred.
Well, supposedly they annihilated like an entire special forces team or whatever. Like, I would have heard about that.
Exactly. I know. Yeah.
The entire ODA got denied. I would have heard about that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's see here. We've got Fravel McHaney says, hello, Brent, do you have any gear you autograph? I think something signed by you would be an awesome Christmas gift for my 13-year-old son who loves history and the military. Thanks for all you do.
Man, thanks for that. It gives me opportunity to say, there is something I autograph. You can get one of my bourbon bottles.
You're welcome, son.
Autographed. And he can hold on to it
until he's 21.
And then it'll be
nice and aged.
It'll be like nice and aged, like 20-year bourbon. It's like a gift that'll continue to give. You know what? Who is that? What was his name?
Fravel
McHaney.
Fravel McHaney. Fraggle Rock.
The email us at the Tier1 Podcast at gmail.com.
Yeah.
And I know anyone could do this now, but say that exact thing. Say that you super chatted me, and I'll write you back, and we will figure this thing out for your son.
And we better not have 100 Fravel McHaneys in the inbox.
Don't you guys hose this guy?
Self-governed people, self-governed.
Because if I get more than one, then no one gets it. So if I just get one,
and then the 13-year-old son gets nothing. Now,
yeah, exactly.
70 emails with the I am Spartacus.
So there you go. I'll get you some, brother.
All right. Let's see. Corn Pop says
this cracks me up.
The cost and the system that puts people in front of us to vote for is the biggest issue to address, in my opinion.
The cost and the system.
Yeah.
That puts people in front of us.
Wait, would they give a shit to vote for?
Right. Like it's hard to get a good guy who doesn't have a lot of money or nobody knows about him to be in front of people.
Yeah, you're not getting those homeboys from Kentucky wooded areas coming out to be congressmen.
That's true. But
Takes
also
a lot of money.
Yes and no. Obviously, there's the good news is there's plenty on both sides of that. We still have a decent amount of people who are just grassroots movement, good people who got in there, and of course, there's your people with money of sorts bought their way into it. Yeah, not wrong about that, but it's not. I don't think it's a reason to say, "Hey, let's not try to get good people in because the system's rigged." It's not completely rigged yet.
I mean, you can tell. You can tell a lot of those guys are fake, guys and gals. They are fake as hell.
I know.
And when they're bought and paid for, and they're speaking up on a podium somewhere, like
right.
I don't see how can nobody see through this person.
Yeah, authenticity is hard to fake. It really is, and some people are good at it, but generally speaking, it's really hard to fake.
Yeah.
All right. John Gillipsy says, have you ever met Sergeant Ron Franklin, a plank owner of Delta Force? My dad was his architect at Franklin Homes in San Antonio in the 90s. I was supposed to be a trim carpenter for them, but they went under before I started.
No, I do not know him, but I'll look here and see if he's there. But no, I do not know Ron Franklin.
Frenchie Motors says, hey, Brent, I'm 44 and want to apply for SF selection as a civilian.
Oof.
If I hit top
Oh, I'm sorry.
If I hit top PT standards, is there any chance the Army would take someone my age? I've a good career as a civilian, time to serve.
I don't know what the I don't know what the age waiver is.
I thought it was 42 or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought it was low 40s, but maybe there's a waiver to get in. I know of someone about that age, if not that exact age, that went through Ranger School. Let me tell you, if you can go to Ranger School at that age, you can go through pretty much anything at that age. Yeah, you could do it, but I would highly suggest you go to hp-trt.com and make sure you are at your peak and chemically roll back the hands of time a little bit.
Yeah. I'll say this: like I would never tell another man that he can't go fight. If he's if he's telling me he wants to go fight, you're going to go fight.
Yeah.
I will tell you, this is a young man's game. So it's not to say you can't do it. You're just going to have to work 5 times, 10 times harder, whatever it is. But you do have the mental advantage. Like you are a seasoned human being.
Yep.
So you can play through a lot of you understand like this is a game. It's going to end. Just got to keep going. Your body, although your body might not appreciate that.
Yeah. And also it's, I would never, because it was something, even though I was younger when I did it, the mentality is the same. If it's something you think you want to do, don't not do it because of your age and then 5 years later, you're 50, and now you definitely can't do it. Going, you know what? I really thought I could have done it at 44. I could have done it. Don't be that guy that says you could have done it. Go out there, find out if you could have done it or not, and you get to live the rest of your life with no regrets. No regrets.
And don't always take the first no as an answer.
Yep.
Yeah, for sure.
Because it's the government. All right, Krager. Love it, man. Thank you for the love. Really appreciate that. I've heard it's called a C note. Last week, someone said that.
You said that.
Look.
You gangster youth pastor.
Look, I looked that up, okay?
Okay.
Pop culture stole that from another culture earlier on. All right.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Look at you.
Look
at you.
I can Google.
What culture? Don't talk in generalities.
I don't
What
remember
cultures?
specifically.
What culture stole from what culture?
I don't know, 20s and 30s. The hipsters in the 20s and 30s.
Of course.
All right.
Anyway, Krager says, how do you see Ukraine playing out? Would the U.S. ramping weapons move the needle? Keep up the great work, guys.
Man, when it comes to Ukraine, I never thought it would get to this. So I have a really hard time trying to guess where it goes from here. What do you think?
I don't know about getting them more, maybe more the same than what we've been getting them. I don't think any more advanced weapons would be a very smart thing to do on our part. Everyone, all three sides, us, EU doesn't even count. But us, Russia, and Ukraine are all working hard to work some kind of a peace deal.
Yeah.
I think it's going to kind of get there. And if it doesn't this time, it's just going to roll into the next time. It's just going to have to take some negotiating. I don't think one side is going to drop that correct round bomb, whatever. It's going to end it like, no.
I don't. Here's the problem. I can argue all of it out. I think there will be a peace deal at some point. Yes.
Yeah.
But I also want to argue that in order for that to happen, Putin would essentially have to bend the knee and say, you know what, I couldn't beat Ukraine, so I'm going to have to admit defeat and going to a peace treaty. And the only way he would do that is if the peace treaty in it gave up so much that he's willing to take it, and then he can parade it as a win.
Yeah, he keeps Odessa, and he just needs eastern part of Ukraine because that's where all the resources are. If he gets those, then he can. Right. I think he would feel like it's a win for him. And
that to Zelensky, he could always change his mind after unfortunately burying a lot of young men. Yeah. He may eventually change his mind, but he's made it really, clear that they're not willing to give up any land to Russia, and that's a hard line for him. So
I don't think he has a choice, but
yeah, I know that is how I'm
not saying that's the right answer. I just don't think he has a choice.
Yeah. So yeah, anyway, that's a real good question, and something has to happen. It's been going on for years. Yeah. It does have to end, and I do believe this. If someone could bring him to the table, it'd be Donald Trump. Say what you want about the guy. He has gotten people to the negotiating table, and you know who couldn't get this deal across? Kamala Harris.
No.
So good. It's a good thing the presidential election went the way it did. You know who couldn't have done it? Joe Biden. He doesn't even know his own name at this point. I'm not sure he did at the end of his presidency.
No. People give Trump a lot of shit, and I completely get it as well, right? But during his first term, he made some moves that I won't get into that were very smart, and it actually prevented wars. I think he continues to do that now. But initially, people will look at it as like, he's so aggressive and he's so blah. And it's like, yeah, it's called projecting your force. The other guys are like, maybe we shouldn't do that. And then they stand down and they do exactly what you ask them to do. And then you pull your stuff back and it's all done and no war happens. You posture your guys around there and they're like, wow, that's a lot of peacocks. Let's get back in the house.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see.
Brandon Bailey says, Rooster by Alice in Chains for closeout, $10, and $10 is in the lead.
All right. Great song.
It's one of my favorites.
I used to listen to it every morning during sniper school.
I had a bet with my wife. I didn't like staying out late, and I don't like going to bars and stuff. Had a live band there. One guy had an electric violin.
Okay.
And the guy had a keyboard, I think, or maybe it was a guitar.
All right.
And I was like, okay, look, if they can play Rooster, we'll stay. And those dudes fucking killed it. I was like, all right, got to stay here.
All right.
Yeah.
I'll take that bet. All right.
Let's see. Good. Dev Nix 007 says Fred's choice closeout song for $20, but it's Fred's choice.
I mean, Rooster was one of my favorites for sure.
You can add on to it.
We do some Deftones, maybe. I love Deftones.
Oh, old school, new school.
Be Quiet and Drive.
Okay, Were you just telling me that as the host,
or is that
or is that the song?
Be Quiet and Drive.
Okay. All right.
Next
and
one.
now you're in the lead, and you didn't even know it, Fred. Now Fred's in the lead with $20.
Sweet.
And you guys would be real jerks to come out and not pile on to his song and just.
I know, right?
He's the guest.
I'm an Air Force guy. I'm sensitive. Do they like me? I hope they like me.
Vanessa's in. She says, "Hello, Tier 1 FRCC family." How'd I do, V? All right, Fred, you're the man. Big fan since meeting you at SHOT. Question for all in the room. What is your dream car? Also, can I have a hoodie? Merry Christmas. Thank you all for the best year in a while.
Oh,
nice.
All in the room. That's a great question. To the guest cam. What's your dream car, Magnet?
Jesus.
Into the mic, you savage.
A 69 Camaro.
69 Camaro.
Nice.
Amanda, quick, you're on the clock.
Oh.
What is it?
A Chevy.
A Chevy? All right, you got one chance. You already messed it up. Devin, what is your dream car?
You know my dream
What is
car.
your dream car?
I have it right now, but my next dream car, my side dream car, is going to be the Tesla Roadster.
Yeah, okay.
No.
All right. Drew, what is your dream car?
I have a lot.
Oh, by the way, when Devin says she has it, she drives a Tesla Cyber, a murdered out black wrap Tesla Cybertruck. It's
true.
That cute little girl right there. I love it.
My dream car is definitely the Shelby Cobra.
The Shelby Cobra.
Shelby Cobra. Blue.
What year?
White stripes.
Okay, the old classic one. Okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
The one that if it's raining, you can't drive it.
All right. Fred, what's your dream car?
I'm gonna go simple. I just want an old Willie Jeep.
Oh yeah?
Like the parts kit, they bring it in the big box and you put it together yourself. I want that thing.
Okay. I'm a big Corvette guy, and I love the new C8 Corvette. So if you're like, make it a dream car, make it their ZR1 C8 Corvette. But I'd be about just as happy with any C8, brand new C8 Corvette. I just love them. I absolutely love them. It's America right there.
I am not a car guy. I'm a big truck person.
What's your dream truck? Should I ask you that? What's your dream truck?
I don't have one yet.
Like a Raptor or the...
Let's just do old school Broncos with no electronics in it.
Yeah,
whatsoever.
I do love. Hey, there's a new electric vehicle Scout. It looks like the old school Scout body, but it's all electric. They actually, if you can get an option, has a generator, like a gas generator in it. But the gas generator is in case you're out in the middle of nowhere, can recharge your batteries.
Huh.
And extends the range like 600 or 700 miles. It's crazy.
Holy shit.
But when it comes to those, it's not like your normal cars. Normally the layout and the interior didn't matter a whole lot to me. When it comes to electric cars, the interface system is so important. Mm-hmm. And so it really matters a whole lot more to me. It's almost like an Android or an iPhone, right? Like, well, they're both smartphones, but the interface system are wildly different and a wildly different experience. So, I'd have to get in there and drive it. Not Not even necessarily about driving it. Really, it has to do with driving it and using the interface system to see how annoying it is, or intuitive it is, or how that's designed. And really, that's a whole new thing that you have to consider with cars when it comes to electric cars. It used to be, speedometer, the tack's the tack, the stereo's a stereo. It doesn't really matter. Just get in and drive it. Let's see how fast it is, or how it brakes, or how it handles. But now we have a whole iOS system to deal with.
I was just about to say, like, someone should be smart enough to see to like bring back like an old school line. No electronics, none of the no interface, just fucking bare bones, just diesel, whatever. Yeah. And that would make a killing with a ton of people, because now they don't have to go on Facebook and look for an old Bronco or an old Chevy or whatever. Yeah. No, here's a new one, but no electronics.
And just do it cheap.
Yeah.
Do it cheap, because in a weird way, that's what people kind of want right now. Simplistic, not a whole lot to break.
EMP
repairs,
proof.
EMP proof. Repairs aren't a whole lot, and I can buy one brand new for $200 a month. It would sell.
Yeah,
I don't think it can be done. I don't think it can be done because I think government regulation on miles per gallon and how things are supposed to be made. I don't think they can even make them anymore.
Not with that attitude, Drew.
Yeah, I know.
I love. Gosh, are you a Mexican? What's going on over there?
That's what we have Elon Musk for.
Just sucking the fun out of the room, I guess.
Yeah. I love that can't-do attitude, Drew.
That's just my hate for the government, Brent. That's all that is. You want to do some IGs? You want to do the poll you want to do?
Let's keep on this for just a little more. And we'll knock this out.
All right, Mac Cheese, thanks for the $10 and the cool little picture thing there. It's very cool. I don't know how you do that, but anyway. Joe Saunders, yippee-ki-yay. That's a Christmas thing. Honest question. How many commonwealths exist in the U.S.? Brent, Drew, anyone?
All right. Kentucky is a commonwealth. I know Pennsylvania, your home state, Devin, is a commonwealth. Correct. Virginia, the Commonwealth of Virginia.
Nope.
What do you got? There's 4 of them. There's 3. What do you got? I thought you raised your hand like you had something. Oh my gosh!
I'm an idiot.
There you are.
I'm dumb.
Kentucky, Pennsylvania, Virginia, and I want to say Massachusetts.
That is correct.
Oh, did you know?
Yeah.
Well, then why didn't you help me out?
Because you were
over
doing
here
it.
Struggling.
You were doing it. I was like, he's doing a good job.
Yeah, there you go. Never mind. I should have said it with confidence. And Massachusetts.
Massachusetts.
Puerto Rico's a semi one, like a semi commonwealth, but
a semi commonwealth.
Yeah.
Okay. There was a big rig joke there. I just couldn't.
Let's see. Late Adrian says, does Fred have any advice for a graduating high schooler aspiring to join Air Force Special Warfare?
Hell yeah.
CCT, PJ, etc.
Yeah, we just talked about this. So
yeah,
the first step in all of this, and whatever it is you're wanting to do, and doesn't have to be anything to do with the military, is that this is it. This is the only thing I'm going to do. And there is no plan B. There is no backup, fallback, whatever plan. This is it. Yep. So it's not, well, I'll buy this house, and if it doesn't work, I'll buy this shed, and if it doesn't work, no. I'm putting it all in on this. And if I don't make it, which is not even I don't even think about that. The entire time it was just like they're gonna have to fail me. I'm not quitting. But that's the first step, is that this is it. This is the only thing I want to do. This is the only thing I'm going to do. There is no backup plan. Once you got that, then all you should do, and we kind of actually talked about this earlier, get in the best shape of your life that you are capable of doing so. And then we kind of went back and forth about how much research you should do to pick whatever career field it is you want. I was very much in the realm of not knowing anything. I very much felt like if I understood what I was getting into, then I would have expectations of what the limitations are. Like, this day will end at this hour. I know that because I watched it on YouTube. Yeah. And then you get to that day, real world, and it doesn't.
Yeah.
It goes on for another 3 hours or 4 hours or whatever.
Yeah, a better job than I didn't do a good job, or we didn't. To be honest with you, I think of classifying that is research the job itself as much as you can.
Right.
Know about the job that you're signing up to do.
I want to be a medic, or I want to be a radio guy.
Right. And what does that job entail? But there's really no reason to kind of game the system and learn as much about selection as possible.
Yeah.
And as much about the training as possible. That doesn't, if you want to do that job, then it shouldn't matter what that selection, that training process is. Know about the job that you've signed up to do, and then just be in the best shape of your life and roll the dice and give it hell when it comes to selection process.
Yeah, I not to pat myself on the back, but I felt like I had a pretty mature understanding of this. It's like either I belong here or I don't.
Yeah.
And if I do belong here, I will gladly, keep pushing forward, and they'll keep picking me up. And if I don't belong here, they will absolutely let me know. And I don't want to be that
picking me up.
Yeah, I don't want to be that guy that got brought in there and nobody wants to work with me kind of thing. So
yeah.
I mean, nobody's happy in that situation. Them, me. Why would I want to do that to myself? So,
while we're talking, Drew, go ahead and put up a poll, if you will. Should voting be a right? It seems I'm wording that wrong. Should voting be available to every American? Or birthright? Yes, maybe. However you decide to do it, whichever makes sense. And the poll is about, do you guys think that the system is right and everyone, because it can be argued. It's a slippery slope when you start restricting who can vote and who can't vote. But we've been with this system for a little bit. And we know what this system gets us. Is that part of the problem, or is that not part of the problem? I want to hear what you guys think about that.
There it is.
All right. Hey, Drew, real quick. This one just kind of made me laugh. Let's go to the old man IG post. There it is. There it is right there.
Oh, here he is. Well, that's a cop. What's that thing on top?
I don't know.
A jaguar!
Hello, Amanda.
Oh my goodness! You got a jaguar. Where is the guy? Buckle up.
Oh wow.
Headed to Xanadu Coffee Company.
Oh no, Amanda! Do you trust this? Amanda!
Oh my gosh.
Love it.
That is awesome.
His mind is blown.
Oh my God! I cannot believe this.
That's incredible.
Are you buckled?
Yes, I want to be buckled. Oh, and where?
He's
checking the seat.
Well, how did it get down here?
I called it.
You called it.
I did.
Call who?
Car. There's
no guy driver.
Who might be his name?
Amanda, is it? In other
Jerry
words,
says he's scared.
I am too. In other words, you're selling these? Well, where's Jenny? We got big. Amanda, look at you. It's Amanda. But won't this car get? What are the cops will see this?
Here we go. Intersection.
That's what he's worried about.
I'll never forget this.
No, he won't.
Oh my gosh,
man.
what an awesome video.
Every time I step into a VFW, that's the man I'm hoping that I run into. That's what you want. I want the old man that's just flabbergasted, mind blown by the littlest things. Just
I love
happy
it.
to be there.
Oh my gosh. It's such a wholesome video, but a part of me got to thinking, because hopefully I get to keep up with technology. Keep your jokes to yourself, Devin. Hopefully I get to keep up with technology, and I'm not that guy when I get older. But the truth is, no one really keeps up with technology. Yeah. You know, it does pass you by to some level. So it makes me wonder, like, when I'm 70, like what technology, like how crazy is technology going to be then? And these guys here always, my grandfather passed, I want to say recently, because it's been a couple of years now. But one of the greatest men to ever walk this earth. And in his generation, if you think about it, in his generation, his lifetime, he went from nowhere, cattle land, Florida, without even really running water. He had to still pump his well water and no electricity as a kid in Central Florida, in the backwoods of Central Florida. And then by the time that guy died, he's got a smartphone in his hand. He's got a Bluetooth headset on. We've been to the moon. There's jets, that are flying, transcontinental. There's supercomputers. There's just in one man's lifetime. Like, how do you go from almost nothing to almost everything technology-wise in one lifetime?
Government cover-up. That's how.
It's just absolutely crazy. And I do get it to some degree. And what do you think about this? Make sure I can ask it right. Clearly, we're on this ridiculous scale or path up on technology. But at some point, it's going to have to plateau, or does it not? Is there, I know there's like certain restrictions to how small processors can get, and how much storage certain chips can get, and at some point we'll meet that capacity. Even with the electric cars we were talking about, I mean, at some point the batteries can only hold so much of a charge. They'll only be so light. We can only get them so far. Like, or will we just continue to break down those barriers, and there's really no end in sight to this, to the technological advancements that we've had?
What really pisses me off, though, is you said batteries. Batteries never get better. We're still carrying these big, stupid fucking green
5590s batteries.
They never get better. Yeah, sure. Maybe humans have a cap, but that's where AI is going to come in. AI is going to take over, and it will create that battery that is the size of an atom that you can't see, but can power the entire planet.
So you're thinking technology figures out technology.
Yeah. I mean, there is a lot of talk that our sole purpose, our sole purpose as human beings is there's a reason why we're so passionate about creating things and materialism. Why is that? Why do I need to have the best car or whatever? We can't really explain it. It's because we're a creative creature. Mm-hmm. We're always building. We're always making the better thing. We always want the biggest thing. And supposedly maybe our purpose is to create AI. And AI does its thing. Maybe becomes self-aware. Who knows? Who knows where that goes? It is a really, really scary thing. But at the same time, it's like it's pretty impressive that like it's curing cancer in some cases and doing all these. It makes sense that would be the next step for us.
Even recently, even AI in a short amount of time has gotten so much better.
Yeah.
Last year, if I saw an AI video, even though it's close, I could look at that and be like, oh, that's an AI video. In the past couple months, I can no longer do that. I can't even look at a video anymore and be certain what's real and not real anymore. And
it's a risk, because if we just let it go, it would just, I think we wouldn't be able to count the amount of numbers that it jumps in as far as how advanced it would get. But that's also letting the cat out of the bag, and we don't know what it's going to do. So it's kind of a trust issue, whatever. Yeah. But that would be the next step. Maybe we plateau. I don't necessarily think that humans can, because look how much we've done.
Yeah.
And we've been around supposedly a million years or maybe more. I just think that AI will exponentially jump that even more. Yeah. And then who knows what will happen in 10 years.
But what's crazy, it's just crazy to think about. Regardless of how long you think we've been here, well, whether evolution says we've been here millions of years, or Christians in the Bible that says we've been here thousands of years, don't care as far as this argument goes. Millions of thousands, don't care. This is because this is the point is this. We went for a long, long, long time with really no advancements. If you really think about it, just no advancements at all. The wheel,
Fire,
legit. Being able to channel water a little bit on the weapon systems. We got a little bit better at it, but I mean, just absolutely, the last 100 years has just been just astronomical. Just astronomical compared to the rest of the time. It's like the rest of the time got about that much better, regardless if you were born at the beginning of time or in the 1700s, got about that much better. And then the last 100 years, just no pun intended, just skyrocketed. It's just insane to think about.
The 3D printing of stuff now, the 3D printing of suppressors. How long has that been going on? 5 years now?
Yeah. In fact, they, oddly enough, Elevated Silence is just about to do that titanium 3D printed silencer, and I can't wait to shoot it. Yeah. I love a titanium suppressor. I mean, that weight is at the very end of your barrel, and just to have something, I'm sure you have. You felt those titanium suppressors by chance? Mm-hmm. It's just ridiculous. They're ridiculously light. Just technology in every aspect. We can 3D print metal things now. Yeah. It's just blows my mind. But maybe I'm small-minded.
Brent, it's interesting that you brought that up at this episode, because at the very beginning of the episode, the verse of the day was Daniel 12, verses 2 through 4. And it was written 500 years before Jesus. So it's 500 BC. And it predicted the exact things that you're talking about, right? It talks about how, many who sleep in the dust of the earth will awake, and some to everlasting life, but others to shame and everlasting contempt. So it talks about the end of the times. And then it tells Daniel, but shut up these words and seal the book until the time of the end. And it says, many will roam to and fro among the earth, and knowledge will increase. And so that was written 500 years before Christ. That's the verse of the day. I brought that up before the show even began. So it's pretty interesting.
Thank you, Drew. All right, let's get to some super chats. A few more.
Super chatties. User Poe says the government is the problem. I like where he's going with it.
Oh, where's the? Let's get the
poll.
The poll. Let's get the poll done.
Oh, why are you giving me this stupid window? Go away. Let's see. Please move. All right, we'll do this in Poe. All right, there it is. Should voting be available to every American? 61% says no.
That's interesting to me, actually. Yeah, did you think that it was going to go that way? Wasn't even that close to 50-50.
I did not, because it, like I said, what you have is really hard to give up. And yes, people inherently believe that voting is a right that you have, and it's kind of interesting. Yeah. But that belief and with that you have, and it's really hard to take back. Yeah, it's pretty interesting that they think actually. But now that you think about it, like all this talk about voting corruption and illegal immigrants and blah 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 blah, kind of makes sense now.
Yeah. In fact, before we go a whole lot further, just let's go back to IG. Let's see a King Picks video. It's due. Always need a little bit of a comedic break. Although the old guy doing AI was a pretty good comedic break.
In social media content for about actually coming up on 5 years now, and I mean, honestly, the question that I get asked the most is about my MOS. Obviously, I'm someone who's served in the military, and I continue to serve in the military, but I'm frequently asked about my MOS, and it's important that I let you guys finally know that I spend a majority of my time as a sniper or designated marksman. I've seen a lot of crazy things. I had a lot of dark times, missed a lot of shots. You miss 100% of the shots that you don't take. I'm sure we've all heard that, but yeah, majority of my time I've spent behind a gun and just taking out targets. It's kind of scary what some of these rounds will do to a person, but it does more damage on the opposite side. It does more damage on the other side of the gun. than it does on the other side. So I've been doing.
Well said.
Every time. Yeah, that awkward video look back kind of reminds me of The Office. That type of cinematography. Oh man, and he's subtle, but he's subtle with like the realities of
he stumbles his words very well. Like but the other end, they're like, oh, that was flawless.
But I don't know if he meant to do this, but just what's funny, and we've all seen it. It's like, oh, what's my MOS? He actually talks a lot about like his job and some cool things about his job, but he never actually says his MOS.
Okay.
And we see like, I don't know what to call them, just people who we've all met them at bars who insinuate that they did more than they really did in the military.
Yeah.
And they run into, someone a little bit more knowledgeable and you're like, oh, hey, what was your MOS? And they'll just never come out and just say their MOS because at that point they're like, oh, well, I'm caught. I can't tell you my actual MOS because
you can.
Because you'll know that I'm not who I said. So they'll just talk about all the my MOS was one thing, but on these deployments I had to do things. They have
I wasn't trained for it, but they were making me do it.
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
Just tell me your MOS, buddy. And so he even does that. He stumbles or he talks around his MOS. Of course, that is King Picks. Oh, thank you. That is King Picks Media. To me, the funniest veteran on the internet, and regardless of what Rob O'Neill and Tim Kennedy want you to believe, we're not here just to tear down other vets. We do our best to promote other vets that deserve to be promoted, and he absolutely deserves it. So, it's funny. I'm really bad. I can't tell people like and describe, like and subscribe to my videos. No, but you know what I can easily do? Tell you, please go to his and like and subscribe on his Instagram and his YouTube. In fact, go to his website, kingpicksmedia.com, and it shows you everything that he does. And I promise you, if you need a laugh during the day, like all of us do, he'll get it for you. All right. Back to Super Chats.
All right, Joe Saunders, he says, song for the end of the night would be Van Halen's Unchained.
Got it.
Yep. Or we do a sing-along to Sam and Dave's Hold On, I'm Coming. No jokes.
Van Halen it is.
Van Halen.
Okay.
Never go wrong.
I already got it written down.
I did a Van Halen quote earlier in the chats.
What did you do?
Somebody said it was they were late, and I said, "Funny." ... I don't feel tardy.
Do you know what song that's from?
No.
You want to send it? You got it. Yeah. That's funny. I don't feel tardy. No one in this room.
Come on. You're not hot you're not hot.
Hot for teacher.
Oh, the very beginning of it. Yeah. All right.
Teacher. All right.
I got you.
Let's see. Six's mom says, okay, Brent, we all needed an uplift this clips to Christmas. Let's do IZ's Somewhere Over the Rainbow. What a wonderful world. Aloha from Cowie.
Oh, look at that. All right. Let's see. Is it going to be enough?
$20.
Oh, we're in a Deftones Somewhere Over the Rainbow tie. All right.
Let's play them at the same time.
Back to back.
No. Over top of each other.
Yeah, that's right. Just right over top of each other.
They'll blame that on me. Let's see.
Oh, man.
All right. Thirsty Salt. Once AI solves the main obstacles of quantum computing, especially heat dissipation, we'll have computers 100 times more powerful than a smartphone and the size of a penny.
Yeah, it's funny enough that the heat is the problem.
Yeah.
Heat is the problem. If you go to places like Texas, they have a lot of these farming places and stuff, and the amount of cooling systems they need for that stuff is pretty crazy. But it's crazy that it's not the technology, it's a heat problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, quantum mechanics, it's crazy stuff.
So you're telling me if we can go into global cooling, we'll solve our technology problem.
Yeah. We'll just take everything to Antarctica.
Just send it.
It'll be super sweet.
Let's see. TB says, here's some beer money, boys. This question is a 20-year debate between me and my brother. Who wins in a fight? A Kodiak brown bear or a Siberian tiger? I go with the brown bear.
I have, oddly enough, I immediately had an answer to that. Do you have one? Was a bear a logo of yours in a military unit?
Not for me. That's
okay. All right, just making sure there wasn't any bias there. Okay.
I'm going to go with the tiger.
You're going tiger.
Oh, yeah.
Amanda, doesn't matter. Devin, did you hear? You didn't hear the question. Drew,
I'm going with the agility of a tiger.
Are you?
Get on the back of that sucker.
I'm immediately thinking bear for whatever reason. I'm like, it's just too
Bear's
strong,
got more power.
too powerful.
Can't move around.
Yeah, I'm going. I mean, just give me just a small donation back, just because I want to hear it back from you. What did you think it was? I hope you said bear, because you'd be right. Yeah.
All right, you guys give us enough super chats, and we'll get those animals. We'll put them in a cage. All right, keep those super chats coming. We got content. Oh man,
Peter won't have a problem with that at all.
We're gonna get to the bottom of this.
Yeah,
I'm sure there's a Kodiak bear and a Siberian tiger in Texas right now.
We just gotta get them together. Yeah.
Oh, it's like that peanut butter and chocolate problem. You got chocolate on my peanut butter. Two neighbors, one has a bear, one has a they don't know each other. They just got to meet.
All right, David Hookstead in the house.
David Hookstead
says, just showing for CCTs as former CCT. Dan Schilling, Battle of Mogadishu veteran, says, no person on the battlefield in history can bring more power fusing the air and the men on the ground than a CCT. Thank you, Fred.
True. I believe that statement 100%.
So
you want to talk about what do we call about force multipliers?
Yeah.
No greater. I can bring 100 men, with me to the battlefield, and as a Green Beret, as a force multiplier. My 10 guys can bring 100 more little brown guys that don't shoot as well, who will probably run away when things get real hairy. Or you could stack 3, 4, 5, 6 aircraft.
Just a dabble.
Right. And would be the equivalent of 1,000 men. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, that's true battlefield power.
We have that example in Syria at some point with some mercenaries and some Americans. It didn't end well. It was not a good one.
That's correct. Even besides that, there's hey, guess what? There's nothing I can do that's a show of force. I can't run my little army in front of them and make them get scared and go away. But you know what you can do? You can drop that badass piece of American muscle machinery about 300 feet off the deck and scare the shit out of them.
B-1 supersonic show of force.
Those show of forces, nothing was cool in a show of force. And they just are. They're super, super cool.
Yeah, but nothing you have to maintain your cool because all the indigents are looking at you. And you just want to
yeah. Nothing says
that's what we did.
Yeah.
Like,
well, this says we're American. You're not. Like bringing down American air superiority right off the deck to flaunt it in their face and be like, "You sure about that? You sure about that?"
So Dan Schilling, movie Black Hawk Down, right? When the first casualty, Blackburn, falls out the bird.
Yeah.
They split off those Humvees. And at some point, the lead 50 gunner gets hit. And then in the movie, it's Hoot that takes the 50 cal, right?
Okay. Yeah.
It was actually Dan Schilling that did that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Man, that's awesome.
And I don't know why. They mentioned Wilkie in the movies.
Okay.
Wilkinson. He was a PJ. But they didn't, for whatever reason, I think it was the Air Force's fault. They didn't want to. They didn't mention any Air Force guys in there, minus Tim Wilkinson. But it was... He just looked like one of the Army guys. So.
Yeah, and some of that is from talking actually to some of the guys that were a part of that, and I'm not mad about that. I mean, they didn't play it as a documentary,
right.
However, it was very close to combat, like how they portrayed combat. But I get it. They still have to do like, character development, and it wasn't a documentary. So I get it. But,
And that's why you have heartthrobs like Josh Hartnett calling in airstrikes.
Yeah. Oh, Drew, before you do it, go to your camera, please. Hey, right behind Drew is some artwork done. And I just want to say thank you to this girl, to Chloe. Her Instagram handle is Chloe Bakersfield. That's CHLOE, Chloe Bakersfield. And she is a Down syndrome young lady and the sweetest girl in the world. And she's the one who paints those for us and sends them down. And her parents are part of WHF, the Wounded Heroes Fund, that out of Bakersfield, that I've gone down to the last 2 years and been a speaker at their event. And that's how they pay me. When they ask, hey, do you want to come? What do you need? And I just say, hey, have Chloe paint me something. And that's what she does. And that's where we get those from. So go follow her on IG and show her some love. And I don't know, pay her a lot of money, have her paint you something really cool.
Love it. All right, Backman Union, $10. Thank you for the love. He says, continue the content. He's got the idea. Thank you. Couldn't do it without you.
He gets it.
He gets it. My Windows just flashed.
What have you done? Oh, you fixed it.
Let's see. User. I don't think that's very nice. User. YD3RZ. All right. I guess he did a face plant on the keyboard. Who wins? Who wins in a foot race? Fred lathered up in coconut oil or Brent lathered up in motor oil?
Not sure. Either the oils is a deciding factor.
I think the coconut oil would be a lot more slick. I think it'd maintain its grip on me a lot longer, so that I'd be a lot slippier.
All right.
Whereas the oil would just come right off of you.
Okay.
Stupid question. That was easy.
Wasn't expecting that one.
Fred, next time you come to Florida, we might have a race.
You're right.
I'm going to do that one.
Nothing would be worse than on video having two old retired Tier 1 operators pull a hamstring on video.
I come back with 2 broken kneecaps.
You both run on slip and slides, on your own slip and slide.
But I was right. I was going to lose because of coconut oil. Broken kneecaps, but I was right.
Just make sure there's no...
Don't. There's a taint joke there. It's almost fully recovered. Every now and again, I make the right movement. Fred, I don't know if you knew this, but recently I pulled my taint muscle. Okay, but it's been a slow recovery, and oddly enough, every now and again I do a certain move, and I can still feel it, and I'm like, it's not like it's about to tear again, but just a slight reminder that hey, I'm not 100% there. I'm like, that's crazy. That's been that long, and I'm still not 100%. Taint never going to be 100%.
There it is. There he is.
No bull riding.
All right, 1 Samuel 16:7 with half a C note. Thank you, brother. Hello, Drew, Brent, and crew. Came in for a few minutes. I had free. So there was a tie. Fred, choose which song this goes toward.
There we go.
Please and thank you. Good night. So $50 to Fred for the song.
Appreciate it.
All right. Fred's up now. Be quiet and drive. Standing by that. All right.
Affirmative.
And
yes.
Our favorite Texas buddy. Much different from the congressman.
He misspelled his own name.
Old Bo.
And he misspelled old.
Yeah.
He's just...
Ole Bucks. We got content. All right.
I didn't think you'd ever top Marika, but that's close.
All right, old Bo.
The great state of Texas.
Great state of Texas with a great amount of super chat, man. Thank you for the love, brother. Merry Christmas. The only animal that matters, the Southern Mississippi Gator Snapper.
Yes.
Love the show. And Devin the Gorgeous.
The Gorgeous. Is that how you read that last word, Drew?
And
Gorgeous.
Devin the Gorgeous.
Okay.
The Georgiouses.
All right. From old
Jorge Usas.
from old Ole Buwax.
All right.
If you guys don't know, that is Darren Bohealer, old Bo, if you will, from episode 1, our very first guest on the Tier 1 podcast. Hey, it's the live. It's time to bring these things up. Who wore episode number 1, guest number 1. Where's slides to the episode, and you can see his big digits down there during the whole episode. And Devin wanted me to name that episode Bo's Toes. And I wanted to name it Bo's Toes.
Bo's Toes.
In the worst way. But I couldn't name episode 1 of my podcast Bo's Toes. But I wanted to.
It's like Blue's Clues. Bo's Toes.
He was a great guest, and it was a great episode. All right.
I don't know if you want to do this or not.
Sure. Only because I cannot stand this person so much. I know it's time to go, and I unfortunately have to let Fred go at some point, but just not yet, because I want to hear this
Individual.
person who shouldn't have a right to vote, but does. Let's see what she has to say.
100 police officers resigned this year, a record number.
Yeah.
One of the main reasons they gave is supposedly inhumane overtime hours due to these protests. So just to take a temperature check, how many of y'all would come out on Christmas Day and ruin their Christmas Day? So if y'all are down, we're going to take over Christmas and New Year's too. We're not going to let these cops, these politicians, these ignorant people, these media companies enjoy these holidays. Christmas is canceled!
Oh, dude, that's my line. Wait a minute.
That was Fatima Muhammad that yelled Christmas is canceled.
Yeah, Christmas is canceled. That's actually my best friend's good one-liner right before he throws a grenade. Christmas is canceled. No shit. He said that.
I love that.
Threw a grenade. Yep.
So that beautiful young woman who's so kind and soft-spoken and open-minded and gentle said nobody ever is...
And well-informed.
Or well-informed.
Not ignorant, like what she said.
Is old Zoran's ally and Nerdine Kizwani. So what a gentle creature.
She got nerd in the name.
And so it's honestly, if you can't tell, that's because of the Zoran thing. That is New York. That is New York City. You can see all the Shahs on their head. That's just more Islam crouching. They're crouching, and it's never. I'm just tired of it. It's just never a positive thing. What is?
I wonder if we canceled Ramadan, how awesome that would be, right? For them.
You beat me to it. They're so quick to shit on everything this country stands for. But if you do something to them and something they believe, guess what? They'd burn this Bible in a heartbeat and laugh in your face.
Yep.
If I burn their Quran, they'd lose their minds. And they'll crap all over Christmas. Ramadan is holy. Don't you dare say or do anything against it.
Cancel Ramadan and we'd block every Starbucks in the next 20 square kilometers and ruin their days.
Or as I like to call it, Ramadama Ding Dong is what I believe it should now only be referred to. I looked a little bit into this woman, of course, because she's a despicable person. She's also anti-Israel and pro-Palestine.
Really?
Now, I'll tell you this, and I am a big believer in this. Ever since doing the Dan Bilzerian episode, and he had a lot of things to say that was anti-Jew. The comments irritate the crap out of me. Like, well, Dan won this debate. Well, I didn't go there to debate Dan. I went there to interview Dan. It wasn't a debate. But if someone wants to have a conversation with me, I'll have a conversation with him. And he's clearly, he is very educated in that particular topic. And he does bring up some things that are concerning. And I don't have anyone... I'm not against anyone that brings up certain things that, hey, this data point are true data points and it's concerning. And is this best for America? I will listen to that. I really will. And we can have dialogue. But the comment section, let me tell you right off the bat, this is just how I perceive things. If you want me to believe in your cause, show me the people that surround your cause. And the comment section that are anti-Jew, I'm just telling you right now, they're very I think of a somewhat professional way to say this.
You can do it.
But they're just very give me a better word to say.
Visceral, angry.
Yeah, sure. Don't spike the football on me by showing how much better your brain's working than mine. Okay, by showing me 2 words.
Yeah, but
I asked for 1 word.
No, but the camera wasn't focused on you. So I was sitting there like, interesting, but at the same time, I'm like, oh, visceral.
They are. They're visceral. They're nasty. They're angry. And if you have the facts on your side, and I'm not saying whether you do or you don't. Yes, there are some things I will agree with. There are some things that we should probably look into. I never have a problem with someone bringing up points to say, hey, what do you think about this? And if I don't have an answer for you, I better go find an answer.
Yeah.
And just because I don't like what you say doesn't mean it's not true. That's just being overly emotional. And that's for people who want to be wrong and women. That's what that's for.
Man, the other thing that bothers me about this stuff is you want to, everybody especially in the chats and stuff, sometimes they'll say, well, this is the minority. This isn't all, they don't represent all of Islam. And well, that's true. That's a true statement. My thing is, if there is a wonderful American peaceful majority of Muslims in New York, where are they?
That's right, to counter this.
Counter this. Where's their protests say, hey, you don't represent us. That's not how we feel. Where are all of those if these are just the extreme minority?
That's a great point. You'll never see them, which means 2 things. They're either really not the minority, that there's a lot more of them than we even realized, or they actually agree with you, which kind of goes hand in hand with my first point. You're quiet about it because you agree with them. You can't have it both ways. So, it just goes back to, my point a little bit earlier. There's so many nasty comments, and they've stuck with me for a little bit. Oh, Brent got his $7,000. He's been tainted. He loves the Jews. It's all this really negative, visceral stuff. I don't care what side of the argument when you're on, but when you start talking to people like that, even if you have the facts on your side, I don't want to be a part of your side. I don't want to be a part of it.
Yeah. Problem is not enough people are getting punched in the face anymore. Quite honest. It is funny.
I'm making a t-shirt.
But it's true.
Good one.
Uncle Fred says.
It would take one time to do something like that on the internet, to make one silly comment that you're very passionate about and whatever, and it takes one time to get your face pushed in, and you're like, maybe I'm wrong, or maybe I need to reconsider this, or maybe I shouldn't even say that. There's just isn't enough of that. It's free reign on the internet, and no one gets. There's no danger to saying spicy things or whatever.
Just a little bit longer. I actually wasn't going to bring this up. I don't care. I I've been watching Love is Blind.
Mm-hmm.
It's who wouldn't? It's a reality TV show that
we were going to wait until the end, but she put through your name in.
It's a reality TV show that was my idea to watch. Wink. But like any stupid reality TV show, and I do hate this to some degree. It's why I don't watch them, because everyone does love drama to some degree, and if you watch them, then you get sucked into it, and then you care about it, and now you're wasting time watching things you don't want to watch. But here I am. Devin's great. She never makes me watch things I don't want to watch, but every now and again, if she suggests something, it's usually because it's pretty good. Hey, it's the same. It's the whole reason I even got to watch Love on the Spectrum, and I'll stand by that one.
Ooh,
that's a good show.
That's a good one.
That's a good show. And so she has that in her history of saying, hey, you should watch this stupid reality TV show. I watched that, ended up loving it. She suggests this one, and now I'm emotionally involved in this. Okay. So the premise is this. At first, you can't see each other, and you have to fall in love with someone just based on, conversations behind another wall. And I hate to say it, I'm going to explain a little bit. And I'm sure there's plenty of listeners out here that watched it, and they're like, you don't have to explain it. We were watching it too. But if you didn't watch it, and then after you decide that, hey, like I actually fell in love with this person that I've never even seen just based off their personality, then they go back to their hometown, and within a couple of weeks, they have to decide whether they're going to get married or not. So I don't know how many people joined this experiment right off the beginning.
16 on each.
She knows. 16 on each?
Pretty sure 16 guys, 16 girls.
Oh, 32. So 32 total people, 16 and 16. They got down to 4 couples that actually made it all the way to the aisle, to getting married within never seeing each other, accepting an engagement, and then seeing each other a couple weeks and getting married. And to me, I thought that was crazy right off the bat. And I was like,
for sure.
4 people are willing to get married, essentially for someone they never, at least said yes to an engagement and they never met. And they could say no after they met them. But when 4 couples, thank you. When 4 couples go to the altar, 3 of them say no on the altar. After they already went to their bachelor party, bachelorette party, picked out wedding dresses, picked out suits, one even signed a prenup. So you would think after all this, like they're going to say yes. 3 of them decide to say no.
3 women.
And they're all women. One gets married and they look crazy happily married. And I'm rooting for them. But of the 3 couples that didn't make it, all 3 were women that said no at the altar and left these guys hanging. But the crazy part about it is their reasons for saying no to these guys had nothing to do with, I didn't think this guy would be loyal to me. I didn't think this guy was going to treat me right. I didn't think this guy could provide for me. It was nothing about that. One didn't like his political views. Well, in fact, it was 2 of them. Basically, all 3, heck, we just cut to the chase. All 3 of them, for the most part, just said, hey, he's not pro LGBTQ plus LMNOP divisional minus sign for me. And one said, like, he's not enough in the Black Lives Matter for me. One said, I don't like the way he voted. It was just all liberal women. And here's what's crazy. It's not like these men were like ultra conservative. Almost every one of those men were like, it's not that big of a deal to me. Like what do you think about lesbians? He's like, don't give it a lot of thought. It's not that big. So it's not like they were even like at odds together. They were just upset that they weren't going to.
They didn't make it their life.
That's right. That they weren't going to put a rally together over it. It was just crazy to me. Absolutely crazy. And then when you go to the reunion and they kind of talk about all these things, these women are berating these men and they're like, you haven't grown as a human enough. Like, you're not smart enough. You're not intelligent enough. You're not open enough. And they're just berating them. And I couldn't help but think, like, there's just no world we live in where the reverse is true. There's no world we live in where a man looks at a girl and says, hey, you're too liberal and you have no growth, because if you're pretty dim, if you're liberal, like you're not that smart if you're pro-gay, like just no world that lives in. But the audience is sitting there clapping for these women. And they're just berating these men. And like I said, the irony is the men weren't even anti anything. They just didn't care. They were just centrist. They just didn't care.
The criticism is that they're not that open, whatever. But they're the men were the ones saying, yeah, sure, I'll go to this rally or whatever. Right. And they're the ones saying like, you aren't enough for me.
Right.
Like, wait, what?
I know. And of course, it's in a weird way. It's such a short exposure time frame. Like some of those couples, I was like, oh, they look like they really do love each other. They should get married. And then after finding all that at the end, I'm like, oh man, did you dodge a bullet, buddy?
Yeah.
I know it hurt to get walked away from at the altar, but buddy, you dodged a bullet. And there's a reason you should probably know someone for longer than 5 weeks before you get married, or you better have some really tough conversations really early on. But it was just crazy to me. It's really crazy of how opinionated those women are.
Yeah.
And in a weird way, like how weak the men are. Like I'm not saying anything bad against a man that's centrist like that. But I'm just saying, if women can get that opinion about what's right and wrong, I don't know why is it would be they're a strong, independent woman when they have those views. But let's say someone was dumb enough to let me on that show. I'm like, what do you think about Black Lives Matter? I'm like, stupid. not a fan. I'm like, okay, well, like, what do you think about transgenders? Stupid. Not a fan.
Are you asking me about how much money I make, or if I have a stable household, or
and I would just be called a misogynist, and in every name in the book.
Yeah.
But just because I'm anti it, but they can be pro that, and they're brave.
Yeah. Do I have a stable job? Do I have a 401k? Do I have anything going on? No, you're asking me about my political views, my social, economical. What are we talking about?
And oddly enough, this is going to be a little bit crazy to say, but I actually do believe, as political as I like to be, I don't think your political views, and unless you're on very, very like fringe parts of the spectrum, I don't think your political views are that big of a deal when it comes to your compatibility.
No,
I just like there's other things like. And again, that depends on the person, and depends on how rigid your beliefs are. But it's a little bit sad, because some of them, I think, missed out on some really, really good dudes.
Yeah, for sure. I mean,
and they're not going to find another one. And office just some petty stuff.
One of my favorite videos out there is one where a husband and wife are face to face. The husband is a police officer. Mm-hmm. I think this is in Italy. And the wife is one of the protesters, and he's wearing the face shield and everything, and his wife is right up in his face, smiling the whole time, saying whatever they're saying, whatever the protest is, and I love that. And there was, she's doing the protest, but there's no anger, animosity. Yeah. He actually at one point can't take it, and he starts smiling, looking away.
I love that story.
It's perfect.
I'm glad we talked about that just for that story.
Yeah.
I love that story.
It's all over the place. So I'm sure you can find it, but yeah, your political views, I can't count how many couples from my dad's generations that we know. So my best friend's dad, and that the father was, a little bit right of middle, so he's a little more conservative, and the mom was a little bit liberal, and they fucking made it somehow. Somehow they made it for 30, 40, 50 years.
Let me tell you, to some degree, like I said, you have to take out the extremes on both sides. But if you have logical people on both sides, that's the yin and yang of life. Like, the men should be a little bit more logical. The men should make decisions that are a little bit more ones and zeros, and just, hey, this is what's best regardless. And women should be more emotional about it. And women should say and argue that back to us and be like, well, hey, yes, this is like what's absolutely right. I get it, but like these are the people that affects, and you need to know that. And no one side is completely right.
Yeah.
And that's the balance of life. And I'll listen to you and you listen to me, and we'll meet somewhere in the middle, and we'll do what's best for everyone.
It's kind of crazy that like it's kind of like
we're missing that politically
that way
and
somehow. Like that men were designed a certain way, and women, and somehow when we come together, fucking
for the
wonderful
best.
things happen. It's kind of crazy.
That's right, and that's why men can't be women and women can't be men, and that works both at a political level, at a relationship level. That's what works.
Yeah.
And we've just gotten so polarized. This is a society we've gotten off of that, and I think this just and I also think really if we talked more about it, we've just shut down dialogue so quick. And if we talked more about it and if the other side who claims to have an open mind, if they'd have a little bit more of an open mind about it, they'd find out, hey, well, we actually agree on about 80 or 90% of the things. Yeah. Let's just focus on that.
It's the classic, watching Band of Brothers, and one of the guys is saying like, I could have been really good friends with some of these German soldiers. Like we probably both love fishing and whatever. Yeah. Mm-hmm. This is not talking. This is not engaging with humans.
Yeah.
Even talking on the phone is not talking. This is talking in conversation. Like you get the full view.
Right.
I see your facial spread. I can tell you're passionate about this thing. I can tell you're serious about this thing. That is conversation. And so like I had this talk with my wife all the time. Like if it's serious, I'm not doing this.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's completely disrespectful to you. I want to hear what you have to say.
Yeah.
I think what you have to say is important.
I love that.
This isn't the way to do it.
Heck yeah. Yeah, it's powerful. To finish it out, what do we got in super chats, Drew?
We got one less one here. We got Right Wing Nut says Bazarian is far from smart. Israel are the children of God, period.
Well, I believe the second half, but the first half truly is. Dan Bazarian, really, he is a smart man, and I do respect him. Like he's not... You want to go in there and you really want to, if you truly wanted to debate with him, you better come prepared because he is. And I respect that.
Just because you don't like what he says, and I'm there with you on some things, I don't like what he says on some things, it doesn't mean that he's not smart. I can clearly tell that the guy is pretty smart.
Yeah. Yeah. He really was. All right.
Well, the chats are asking for a funny story.
From Drew?
Oh yeah, you got to watch the chats. You got to watch the Fred episode when it comes out.
Yeah, I did my funny story.
Yeah, he did his funny story.
Yeah, it's funny because I've been really bad at remembering or doing that, and I did it for that episode. And by the way, oh my gosh, I don't know if I've said this. Now I have to tell everyone. I accidentally deleted the Kyle Morgan and Jared Taylor episode. Just 2 episodes, completely gone. I deleted them from my computer. There's a better explanation of that
on accident,
but that's
obviously.
But in the day, that is the short story. Yeah, on accident.
Yeah,
and so
they're gonna be like, "Well, why did he do that?" No, he didn't do it on purpose.
So that's so we were behind on episodes. So we'll drop this Monday. So you guys will get to see Fred's whole story on Monday and his funny story. So I won't make you wait that long.
It's a good one. You'll like it.
Made me laugh. Made me laugh.
It's embarrassing. I didn't like talking about it.
All right. What do we got here? Deftones. Be quiet and drive. Let's go. Now, this is the point in the show that we don't necessarily make super chats. Any chats can be read. So as I'm looking for this all the way through the song, Fred, be kind to the chat section.
Oh, I can't see that far. Someone read for me. Someone pick this up.
Okay. Hold on. I got you. Just take me a second to get the song up and going. Deftones. Be quiet and drive. And of course, I'll probably play an ad right in there in the beginning of it. That's where we'll get through it.
My man can't get it up. And like, whoa, Ed. Man, get that off of there.
Are you on the Bluetooth?
I just disconnected.
Okay, thank you. Right.
Enhance.
So while the silence is going, Brent, you talked about these ladies being strong, independent women. I saw this on the internet. I liked it. It said women are called strong, independent women, but you never hear anybody say strong, independent man. It's just called adulting. Quit giving yourself a title.
Isn't that the truth? My gosh. Yeah. No.
If you want equal treatment, quit giving yourself a title.
Right. I've never once heard it. That's a strong, independent man right there. So that just sounds weird.
What's the opposite of a strong, independent anything? It's just dead. You know, like if you're not strong and independent, then
you're either dead or a child. Right. Children aren't strong or independent. Like any adult, any adult should never have the words strong and independent.
Yeah.
Like if that should be insinuated, if you have to be told that, that's not a good thing.
You have to tell people that.
Oh my gosh.
Any man who has to tell himself that they're the king surely is not the king.
All right, here we go. And for those who can't read that far, I'm closer. I gotcha. The JT tease was funny. Yeah, unfortunately, Chris, it'll only be a tease because I deleted the episode.
It happens.
But thankfully, I got the Between Two Guns out of it. We're blaming Drew. Way to have extreme accountability. Yeah. I don't care what Jocko says. Ever since he quietly deleted his Tim Kennedy episode podcast.
Really?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
You do not have extreme accountability, sir.
He didn't say anything about it?
Didn't say anything about it.
Wow. Okay.
Davis Brookshire, you fancy man. The Brent ever worth with Matt Pranka? Well, as fancy as your name sounds, I believe you tried to say work with Matt Pranka. Yes, I did. Yeah, we were on the same team for a few years. Of course, 0811 USMC would love Deftones because you're a Marine and you love cool shit. Alex Scott just wrote LMAO. Wow, what a strong, independent man. Yeah. No one better ever say that about me. It better be insinuated. The Third Coast Cowboy. My favorite green garret is Brent Tucker.
Garret?
I'm uploading my very first episode like in the middle of the night, like 2 a.m., 3 a.m., and I misspelled the episode title. Legendary Green Beret and his dog was supposed to be the title.
Yeah.
And I spelled Legendary Green Garret.
Green Garret.
Green, yeah, and his dog. And it'll haunt me for the rest of my podcasting career.
Is it still up there?
No, I changed it. I changed it. But you'll see you'll see. Yeah, well, I should have just owned it. I couldn't have a misspelling of my very first episode, although I did for a little bit. But if you ever see a comment in the comment section goes, Brent's my favorite green garret. That's where that comes from. And I deserve it. And I'm not even mad about it. I get it. I deserve it.
Just own it. Then it'll get old. No one talking about it again.
Let's see. Fred, are you going to go on any other podcasts or interviews soon? That's a good question. I don't know. Okay.
I didn't know it was coming on here until a couple weeks ago.
Yeah. All right. And that was from Late Adrian. Mountain Music Radio says, blame it on Google autocorrect. That's what I do. Yeah, that's what I do too.
What is a garret? I got to look that up.
Well, it's not a beret like I tried to write. Tell you what, it's not. It's behind two guns. Between two guns. More of that. Yeah, we actually have a few more episodes of that already in the hopper. All right. See if there's anything more. Fred, we need more Instagram. You've been doing Instagram lives by chance?
I haven't. Not in a long time.
But you used to.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, they want more of that.
It was just me getting drunk on the back porch. Talking about whatever guys wanted to talk about.
We could do that tonight. We got cigars and the and the garage cigars.
No, stuff was fun. It was a nice therapy session for me.
Yeah.
It was like I will have all these things I think about all day, and no one's weird enough to fucking hear what I have to say.
What's your Instagram handle?
Counting Coup Tactical with underscores in between.
Okay, between the words.
Yeah.
All right, there you go. If you want more of old grumpy Uncle Fred, that's where you can find him.
I used to be a lovable guy. I used to be funny, sarcastic, all the things.
Well, Fred's hung out with us basically all day between the recording and the break between the live and now the live. I love it when we have a guest like you on the live. It makes the live that much better, and you didn't disappoint. I had a great time on this live. Thanks for coming on, brother.
Yeah, man, absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Thank you, guys. See you next time. We'll see you next Thursday night, actually. Get some bourbon.
And the Bucks are up 20-14 with 15 minutes left in
Bucks
Q4.
are up.
We gotta go.
We'll be watching the Bucks fourth quarter.
Get move outside.
Let's go.
Go outside.